Hey, this is Ross Payton with Role Playing Public Radio. This is our first episode of the Blades in the Dark campaign, The Blind Eyes, which is the name of the crew that were a crew of smugglers as they go into Duskvol, as it is commonly known to its citizens. A new gang has assembled, and they're looking to seek their fortune, make a quick coin or two, or perhaps they have some other goals in mind. But a crew of smugglers assembles at a grotto under the docks of Duskvol. Looking I'll tell you about their first job. Let's introduce the cast. So first off, we have Birk, and who are you playing?
Hey, it's Birk. I am playing Audra, the Whisperer, with an affinity for the sea and the weather.
Mm-hmm. And then next up we have Baz. And who are you playing?
Hello, it's Baz. I'm playing Oberon Matias Declarmont, also known as Salty. He is the spider, the mastermind of the crew.
All right. And then we have Caleb, who is playing...
I'll be playing the Cutter playbook. My character's name is Flake. Mm-hmm. He is just a Dickensian orphan on PCP. He's a big hulking monster of a man with eczema who's been orphaned since 6 and worked out at workhouses until he became too giant to tell what to do. And through a series of underworld adventures, he ended up working on the docks, which I assume he got pulled into this gang because somebody just saw him and said, "Look at the size of him. He's huge. Tin Man."
Yar.
Yar. He's in the gang now. So
it's fair
big,
enough.
dumb, fighty character.
Well, we all know Caleb just loves those dumb muscle heads that don't plan and strategize. Just can't stop playing.
He's gonna work out so much.
Pirate
Pirate 90X, man.
Yep. Yeah, the real P90X. Next up, we have Aaron, who is playing.
Oh, hey, this is Aaron, and I will be playing Milos Kincaid, who goes by the alias of Salvage. He is the Leech of the group, which is kind of the alchemist / artificers out there. And he is actually in his first life, he was actually an academic or researcher for the University of Duskvol, but found that the academic scene there was far too stringent and didn't research what he wanted, it's basically decided not to track down the artifacts that he thought were the most dangerous, so he decided to join up with this crew to see if he could help mitigate that. The big special thing about him is he is actually from Tykeros, or at least has that heritage background, which means that he has usually an odd thing about him. So he has his eyes are actually a very bright golden hue, which he has to keep hidden with dark sunglasses, since that will give him away almost instantaneously.
All right. Very good. And then finally, we have Bill, who's joining us for a campaign. And it's been a hot minute, but who are you playing?
Hey, yeah, I have clawed my way back. So this is Bill, and I am playing Vimes, because I am super creative at names, who is a slide. Since, Caleb hadn't already jumped on that, figured, maybe it was good to have some sort of a manipulator. We'll see how bad I am at it. He is
Never play those types of characters, Bill. And
you're right. You should take offense to the fact that I implied that. Never happened in the history of the world. At any rate, he is of Eruvian extraction, one of the sons of a family of exiled minor nobles, who, in an attempt to assimilate into Duskvol, joined up with the Bluecoats, but then got drummed out for being an honest cop.
All right. And eventually fell in with this crew. You are all a new gang, the Blind Eyes. So as you're in your little grotto, have any of you done anything to personalize or your lair? Have any of you added any trophies or try to make it a little homier? Or is it just like a literal hole dug into the under the docks that you hide in?
I like expensive furniture.
Okay. So there's a couple of waterlogged
And a
pieces
very
of
sharp slant from as it sinks into the sea. I love a chase lounge. It's at a 45-degree angle. It's just so much more comfortable that way.
On the other hand, the tapestries are hung far above the tide line, and they definitely help eliminate some of the damp feeling. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's how we get to the expensive furniture, man. We just sort of Spider-Man from the tapestries we hung on one wall.
So
very slanted floor.
very much like a version of the floor is lava, only it's the floor is the dark water that we all fear because it's black.
our training.
Yeah,
maybe getting into the grotto alive is like sign you belong there. Maybe that's the security system. Like,
yeah,
you didn't go during the right time of tide, you drowned. Everyone. Yeah, that's sort of the lock.
I like that.
Yeah.
So
I've definitely probably worked to have some little cult library going, and then I didn't know how much character stuff we were doing at the start, but I probably have some set of fetishes from like sunk mercantile vessels and stuff because I'm also from Tycheris. Although my demonic tell is not immediately obvious, but she came from a mercantile family where she found that her abilities allowed her father's ships to have efficient and fast travel, so it just kind of became used to being on the ocean all the time. And then eventually probably was picked up by Baz's character as being someone useful for smuggling by ocean routes, and then fell into the crew that way. But that sort of mercantile affinities sort of still persisted.
Yeah, I mean, that's a right background for a smuggler. You understand the business of transporting cargo, and certainly its value as well. So yeah, it's yeah.
So there's expensive furniture and a cult library. That's what we got so far.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think we
we
Salvage
paid for a workshop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would the workshop is definitely basically where I have all the pieces of my various unfinished projects. Although the one thing I've added in there is because our base continuously, because the regions we use will attract ghosts and whatnots. It just has various black salt bombs set around the area just in case one of them should try to get in.
Okay. Ghosts are certainly a recurrent problem in Duskvol. Basically, if you haven't read the study material, if anyone dies, their ghost rises in 3 days if their body is not cremated. And most of these ghosts are pretty murderous. They want to drain life essence from people and possess them. So, yeah. Although it's possible to be a ghost that is sane, quote unquote. And of course, there are basically a whole faction, the Spirit Wardens, that are magically alerted whenever someone dies, and they go and fetch the body. So, it's a whole thing because you are thieves and criminals, and that might come up knowing what happens when somebody dies in the city.
It's important to note that the sailors in our cohort cannot sit on the expensive furniture yet.
Oh yeah, you do have some. You do have some minions essentially.
We have
you're
two
sitting, you're not
guys,
working.
I believe is what you said.
Yeah.
Two salty dogs.
Yeah.
The Waldorf and Stradler sailors that decided to join us.
Yeah, there's two of them right now, but they're both pretty wild, but they're loyal to you. So.
They both better speak like Willem Dafoe from The Lighthouse, you son of a bitch.
Caleb, did you say Stradler?
Yeah.
Stadler? Isn't it Stadler?
Okay. It's Stadler, but it sounded like you said Stradler.
No.
So sorry.
Well, no, this one's named Stradler. Okay, he is slightly different in a dark way.
Old Stradler.
Old Stradler and Waldorf.
Original characters do not steal.
Yeah, we don't talk about how he got that nickname and never will. It's in our bylaws.
I imagine they're loyal because you rescued them from some terrible fate, but they turned out to be pretty shit.
I actually had a story request rather than like a setting request for the layer.
Mm-hmm.
can I be new? Ever since Bill said I'm Vimes, I had the idea that my big dumb eczema troll could be like the dwarf boy in Guards. Like the
Nice.
generic fantasy protagonist who has to like, you have to explain to him what humans do. Like he just exists to be exposition about the setting.
Okay, I like that. Yeah.
So I could just play dumb and be like, "Oh, what's all this?" Like, and then you can just explain to me how money works, and that's how money works in the setting. I guess I don't know.
I like that. No, I mean that's fine. That will certainly. I mean, there are some interesting quirks to the Blades of the Dark setting that might be helpful to explain it.
Again, I'm going for Max Dickensian Orphan. Like my only purpose is to walk into like very established workhouse procedures and have you explain them to me in 80 pages. Like, yeah.
Yeah, so the starting situation right now is let's see. Salty, you have a meeting. A man you know as Nick Corpal. He wants to hire you to transport certain cargo to a client of his. He has he hasn't specified what, and he hasn't specified anything else, but he wants to meet with you. So you have a location, a bar at the... someone give me the name of a bar on the docks.
The Flounder Pounder.
Sorry, what was that, Bill?
Flounder Pounder.
The Flounder Pounder.
Flounder Pounder.
Sure. Okay, the Flounder Pounder. So
Radler's favorite.
Yeah, he
I loves it there.
Yeah. So he has a private room in the back. He'll leave it unlocked for you. There is a ectoplasm lamp lit, so you know which one to go to. So who obviously Salty is going. Is anyone else going along? Because the docks are pretty dangerous. Of course, it's also always night because the sun has been destroyed, and there's a bit of light during dusk and dawn, but that's about it. So it'll be.
Flake, you want to watch my back for me?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, so I'm the guy you hired. Okay, I can do that. This will be our first job. You're trying me out.
Okay. Yeah, I need a big scary guy.
Okay. I mean, you could all go if you want.
Lie detector abilities.
Yeah. All right.
Lie detector abilities would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we all need to go.
All right. So you all go. Leaving your two, Stradler and Waldorf behind to guard the lair. I mean, not that anyone should know where it is yet. You're very small
or care about it.
Yeah. Exactly. So, you head to the Flounder Pounder. It is quite dark, and when you open the door, though, you can all smell blood in the air. The light, you take the lantern from outside that is hung outside the door inside, and you can see that Salty, you recognize it as Nick, has been slain. His throat has been cut. And the window across the hall has been smashed open. It looks like whoever killed him left in a hurry. Now, it is by the docks, and it is quite loud thanks to the wind and the waves at this time of night. So you may not... They might have just left, but you can search the room. You could look around outside, but it looks like no one else seems to know what has happened in this room so far, aside from the killer, obviously.
Okay.
I would like to it said Nick, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to check Nick's body for like jewelry or anything they might have been wearing.
Okay.
I'm going to take it, whatever he has on, I'm going to roll him pretty much.
Okay. You start searching his body, start picking, he does have a ring on his finger. You start prying off, you start patting him down in the pockets. And you find a piece of paper, but as you're doing that, I'll get to the contents of that in a second. Is anybody else doing anything?
Yeah, I want to go ahead and study the room, see what information I can get from that.
Okay, so you're looking around the room.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll give you that information in a second. So anybody else do anything, or you just standing on guard to make sure you aren't surprised by if the killer returns or anything.
Me?
Yeah.
I will lean over to Salty and tap his shoulder while he's looking at the body.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mr. Salty, I do not know how to tell you this, but this man you are afraid of, I do not think you need me to protect you from him anymore.
Did you preemptively self-defend me?
No, I would have told you this and charged extra. You still must pay, by the way.
No.
You still must pay because I'm here, but I do not think... I think he's dead. I think you got him. He's very dead.
How about this fancy ring? How's that for payment?
Which fancy ring? I saw nothing. Very good, Mr.
Yes.
All right.
I go in the corner and start picking flakes of my skin off my enormous shoulders.
Okay.
Some bored orangutan. All right.
Audra and Vimes, are you two doing anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna actually step outside and have a look around. Sorry, Birk.
Okay.
And try to just see which direction. If someone was fleeing, are there any telltale signs of the disturbance of said fleeing?
Okay. Yeah. So you start going outside. Audra, what are you doing?
I'd like to sort of scry the room. I'm going to tap into that ghost field. If he was recently murdered, maybe there is some disturbance left behind.
Okay, yeah. So that would be an action. That would probably be attune. So I would say this is risky because you could always his ghost is probably not yet formed. So actually, it's controlled. So yeah, controlled.
Okay, and I have 2 in attune, so that's 3d6.
What are you getting the extra die from?
I don't know. That's what I was asking.
You just get 2.
1 plus or just 2.
No, it's just your.
You'd get a die if you had assistance.
Mm-hmm. Someone would have to spend a stress though,
and you could also push yourself with 1 die.
Mm-hmm.
Which would take 2 stress.
Yeah.
Okay. So a 5 and a 4.
Okay. So I'll get to you in a second. So to go back around. Let's see here. The piece of paper that Salty found reads Mother's Nest Under the Blue Star. So it looked like it was a note to himself. And let's see here.
It was Mother's Nest Under the Blue Star?
Yep. Salty, you get the impression this was like a personal note, not like a communication. Like he was making a
reminder.
A reminder. Because it's not really a full sentence even. The salvage. You look through the room. You can see the furniture's been moved around a little bit. It looks pretty clear though. You don't see any signs of ambush or sabotage. However, you do see. Actually, no. You do notice the floorboards. There's a section of floorboards that opens up, revealing access to the cellar, which is just like a wine cellar. So you realize the killer could have gotten in through there. There's also a door leading to the front of the tavern, which you can hear. It doesn't sound very busy up there, but there's probably still some people. So the killer could have came in through the cellar and then crashed
through the tavern.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it look like these floorboards were disturbed beforehand, or have they been in place for a while?
It looks. I mean, you don't see any dust or anything like that, so it's pretty recent.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and head down into that basement, that crawl space area, and see if I can find anything down there, or if there's maybe is either tracks from that's like from the killer coming in.
Okay. So you pop in that down there. Let's see here. Vimes, you were the one going outside? Bill?
He was.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. So...
And then
Yeah.
Birk was weird.
Yeah. We'll do the weird scrying after that. After this. So Vimes, you got outside and you can see there's actually a pretty good crowd outside. It looks like a bunch of sailors are offloading a ship that's pulled in not too far away. So there's a pretty good sized crowd that the killer could easily lost in. But you do see glass on the outside. It looks like the killer. You would guess maybe the killer heard you all approach, and that's why they jumped through the window and ran out. But you don't. But it's on wood, so there's no like footprints that you can follow easily. But Audra, with a partial success, you do get a sense of violence. I'll give this limited effect. So the only thing you get a sense of is that the victim was surprised but recognized his killer. And then so there's this emotional, like, you kind of, you recognize that sensation. And then, there's just, ooh, yeah, that's a murder. But, and you can sort of feel the spirit beginning to bubble out of the corpse, but it has just been murdered, so it'll take the spirit warden some time to realize the body is there.
Whole lot of murder.
Yeah.
What does it look like to us?
Unless you attune, you don't see anything. It's like a spectral energy. So, but everyone has the ability to attune because it's an action. It's like the spirit world is a lot closer than it is from before the cataclysm. So, Can
I gather information?
How do you want to do that?
You can ask who's I would say what's most dangerous here? Like, what should I be looking out for?
What should I be looking out for? Well, that's more powered by the apocalypse.
Okay.
So
sorry, I was just looking at my character sheet.
Yeah. Actually, look at your character sheet. Yeah, because again, I have to familiarize myself with this. Oh no. Sorry, my PDF was slow down for a second. So yeah, probably with a survey or study. Actually,
oh, not in my wheelhouse.
Yeah,
not in my wheelhouse, sir.
I can say, well,
yeah.
Come back to me here once I'm out of the basement. I'll help you.
Actually, Salvage, go and give me a survey check.
Survey check?
Yeah,
okay.
This will also be controlled.
Okay, and if it's 1 dot, that's just 1d6, right?
Yep. Unless you want to burn some stress.
I'm already stressed out enough for today. Moving on.
Okay.
All right, 4.
4. You can see some boot prints in the dust here, a little bit. It's you would guess that someone came straight, made a beeline from the sort of stairs leading to the front of the tavern. There's obviously where the innkeeper would go in to grab wine, come back out, and made it to this specific section. So you would guess maybe someone either snuck in through the front of the tavern or bribed someone in the inn to get down here. That's all you can figure out.
Alrighty. And from what I can see down here, anything else been disturbed or taken as far as I can tell?
Nothing looks obvious to you. I mean, it's a wine cellar. There's lots of, barrels and kegs and bottles, racks of bottles and that kind of thing. So,
okay.
Let's see here. So everybody's had a bit of time to look around. You hear a knock on the door. You hear a voice. "Oi, are you almost done? We have more customers who pay for the room. Your hour's almost up."
Do not worry. The ring compels me to do this, and I will go out of the door and deal with the guy.
Okay. So the
you will tell me that I need to leave room? I am out of room now, friend. Where do we go together? I will just Russian gangster intimidate the shit out of it.
Let's see. So the innkeeper sort of looks at you. So this would be a command roll. And I'd say also this is controlled. You're just talking. You're not really escalating it.
So command, I will push myself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I just mark in the stress, right? I just fill in the little empty box on my character sheet. Could someone assist by like maybe yelling inside?
Yeah. Do you take one stress?
Or whimpering or something?
I believe assisting is one stress.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
You don't have to. I'll try it at 2 dice. It'll be really funny if it fails.
It'll be fine.
Oh, I see your gather information thing. So.
Yeah, that's what I was going from. Oh no, he is not scared of me at all. That's what I rolled.
He just kind of laughs. He's like, "Look, if I make there's about a dozen boys just as big as you out there." He points to the front. If they hear anything go on back here, they'll be in here in a jiff. Why don't you got 5 more minutes in there, and then the next group will take the back room. There's a lot of deals to be made tonight. You're not the only one with business to be done in private. 5 minutes, then you're out.
Can you? There's something about like decreasing your position or like increasing your effect to try something again, right?
Yeah, you can escalate because you started controlled. You can try again, but now it'll be risky.
God, I really want to do that. I shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay, I'll do it. I want to do it.
And that's basically like calling his bluff. Like, oh, you got some guys that'll kick my ass? Sure, whatever, bring them on.
Yeah, send them back.
I can actually walk out there and assist you if you'd like.
Okay.
That'd be fine.
Okay. I go out there. I'm like, look, hey, I know you have a business run here, but there's some heavy shit going on there, right? And you don't want to be a part of it.
All right. I will roll 3 then. Fuck.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot. I can't roll dice. Oh, even if they're random number generators. I forgot. Oh, I forgot that I should never touch anything that has a probability attached to it. All right.
3's better.
Yeah. Let's see.
All right. It's still very bad.
Yeah.
And it just got worse.
So,
I think you guys better hurry up in there. I might have ruined this.
he calls out, "Hey boys, we got someone wanting to sit in your room. If you want to clear it out, you should do it yourself." You hear several chairs being pushed, out, and you can see 3 burly men come. Well, actually, 3 burly shapes. You can't even make it out. They're kind of silhouetted. Basically, you're in a narrow hallway leading between the back room and the front tavern.
All right,
the innkeeper is backing away.
You want to cut back to them for clue gathering before I make all clue gathering impossible. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Goodbye, Rails.
It's fine.
Hey, what crew did we belong to again?
Smugglers?
Blind Eyes.
Blind Eyes, yeah. All right. So, let's see here. Salty, you've searched the body pretty thoroughly. You found the note in the ring, and that was it. Looks like... actually, no, I'll say you find a coin. He did have a coin purse on him, so...
Ooh, coin.
Yeah. But that's it. What do you want to do? And you've heard all this stuff going on. Your crew's kind of split up to try and figure out what's going on.
I stuff his body into the cellar.
Okay.
Just gonna throw it down at me.
Yeah.
Like, here you go.
Yeah, here. That's also your invitation to get the fuck out of there.
God. So I saw the footprints, but I didn't see a particular entryway, or he came through the tavern and then hid down here, right?
Yeah, your impression is the killer somehow got down in the cellar,
okay,
and then snuck in through the cellar to ambush Nick, and then killed him, and then got the fuck out before he found the note. So,
all right, I'm gonna see if I can find maybe a place where we could put the corpse where it's not as noticeable.
It's pretty dark down here. I mean, there's a tarp. You can cover it just with the tarp.
So
counterpoint. There's a clock on that regardless, right? Because there is a team of magic men that come around to find dead bodies. So,
mm-hmm.
So you're gonna be on there. And actually, that's a question. Do they actually automatically know when somebody's died and
Yep.
they need to get to this? Or okay.
Yep. There are crows that leave the crematorium and go and fly over where the body is. And the spirit wardens just follow the birds.
So, all right then. Yep. Then I'll just kind of sit there and go, well, good luck to you, and move up. So just
Yeah.
put the tarp in.
All right. Audra, what are you going to do?
I guess if we're getting out of here, I don't have any chance to dig deeper into all these violent sensations from the murder.
Yeah, that looks like it's the only one that's been done recently, or it's so recent it's overwhelming anything else. But like you can't with a partial. I mean, you could make a risky action.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could push into risky to try to dig deeper into like specifically.
Yeah, I would say if you fail this though, if you get less than a full success, you'll take some stress though.
Well, it is risky.
Yep.
No, I got a 6.
God damn.
Jesus.
All right. What are you trying to figure out? What is on the most high priority of your character?
So I am trying to actually see if ideally, if some essence of the murder was imprinted left in the ghost field, like because, like the death echoes, it's very traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
Would have left something.
Yeah, it's someone the victim knew. You know that. There are 3 names that come up, and you can't tell. These are 3 names that Nick was highly concerned with. So there is Stag, Bull, and Lucky. So those are obviously nicknames, but those you can't tell which is which, but those are 3 people that the victim was very on the victim's mind quite a bit. Okay. So you get that?
Great. I will leave it.
Let's see here. Vimes, you're outside. What are you going to do?
First off, do I hear? I know there's not much of a commotion yet, but do I hear the stirrings of the burly men that are coming to?
I would say you could hear the stirrings.
All right. Well, no, okay. Those guys are all already. I'm not going to go that route. I am just going to go back in and observe. If the rest of the crew starts to get into trouble, then I want to be ready to spring into action, whatever that means. But otherwise, I am just looking to hook back up with them as soon as they are clear of Burley Con.
Okay. Fair enough. So the rest of the group is basically sort of consolidated in the back room, except for Flake, who is in the hallway right outside the room. And as a trio of 3 burly thugs is sort of zeroing in on him. The innkeeper squeezes by them, and they start approaching you. And it's like, what do you got? It sounds like you got something going on down there. Maybe we should have a piece of it. Splitting up loot, huh? Huh? What kind of loot you got there back there? We should be taxed a little bit. Why did you open the door,
okay.
love? That kind of thing.
So what's the role to just haul off and use my skill not to be trifled with to just engage them on equal footing, even though there's 3 of them?
Let's see here. Oh yeah. You can push yourself to do one of the following. So that would you take 2 stress, and then you can just make a skirmish check and fight them as equal. So
yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm just
actually because you have them bottleneck, you'd actually be an advantage if you.
I am just gonna wade into them with my chimney paw claw things.
All right,
just a flurry of maelstrom of violence, or like the Star Wars kid, depending on how I actually roll.
Yeah, if you have since you do have an item that's appropriate, for example, if you now the way load works out in this game is if you just mark off an item that's appropriate. The ones that are in italics you always have, but if you use an item, you would get a bonus die because it would make sense. So like if you,
I have the scary weapon or tool.
All right, yeah, you get a bonus die automatically for that. So
okay. and I've pushed. So
well, that just means you're fighting the gang at an advantage. You don't get a bonus on your roll, but you're trading dice for better effect if you succeed.
All right, so I'm still at 3d6.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, there's complications, but I at least get something. All right, what's the trade-off?
You take 1 level harm. I assume you're just trying to drive them off. You're not here to fucking annihilate them, right?
I don't know, guys. Is Flake a man that can make that distinction or not?
No, I think you're probably here to fuck people up.
Okay, I think he's just here to fuck people up. I don't think...
Wise man sleeping.
He's not a thinker, yeah. I'm sorry.
Once he starts doing something, he does it until he's done.
All right.
He's not a ponderer of his thoughts. I think he just goes at him like a fucking psychotic baboon and starts bashing people's heads into walls and shit.
As if there were doors, perhaps.
Yeah.
What level load do you have, by the way? Light, normal, or heavy?
I'm in normal. I've got a blade or two points of armor, and a lantern.
Okay. I mean, well, the way load is like preparedness, you don't have to specify until it comes up. But I'll say you take 2 level 1 harms instead of 1 if you're just going ham on them, but you can negate that with an armor.
Okay. Do I describe that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say I get a small knife in my shoulder blade. I'm going full Marv.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, it's also a little think of like Old Boy, the hallway fight,
and a black eye. Yeah, because I think that's how I take the harm, because I go at them one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I make sure the first one is thoroughly down.
Yeah,
and just take the hits until I go after the next one.
So you take 1 harm and you lose 1, and you take 1 armor off.
Okay.
As you get black eye, you get a small stab wound, and they also would have driven a shiv through your stomach if you hadn't had that book taped to it. But your armor holds up, fortunately, and they are left. They're not dead, because that would probably be more trouble than it's worth. But they are crawling away on their stomachs away from you. The rest of you could just hear sounds of incredible violence coming from the hallway outside. So it looks like you have the room to yourself again. You don't have to rush it. No one's
Mr. Salty, I earned ring.
Yeah.
Good job, Flake. I knew you could do it.
All right. So yeah, do you want to do anything else in the room? Go back in the cellar to investigate?
Oh wait, you gotta be cremated in 3 days, or you become a fucking ghost, right?
Yeah.
Burn down the
take the body.
Yeah. All right.
If we hide the body for 3 days, we can just be like, "Hey, dude, you're dead. Tell us what fucking happened."
In like a murderous ghost kind of way.
I like this idea.
Who know how long ago did he die? We might only have to go for 3 days.
Oh, the body was warm when you got there. Like he died.
Okay, so 3 days, we just kind of hang out in the grotto with a corpse, and he pops up, and we're like, "Hey, dude,
I like this idea.
What'd it do?"
All right.
Right, because ghosts are always just going to tell us what they want and not just come out swinging like Flake just did.
Look, man, I'm not a thinker. You've got a caveat for everything I say in this game, okay?
That's why I'm maybe proposing an alternative, presuming at this point we're all sort of reconvening in the newly available again back room.
Yeah, there's a slow drip. There's the faint but steady dripping sound as you realize Flake is wound is just little droplets of blood are falling from his right arm, and you're not sure if that's his blood or someone else's blood, but there's a little pool forming on the floor.
We've learned.
Would you say that is a desperate action I took out there?
No, I said it was risky.
Okay.
Because
did I solve it with violence or coercion, though?
You did solve it with violence.
All right.
Yeah.
And I attempted to try something with coercion.
Yeah.
I'd give myself 2, but 1's
fine. Yeah, I would give that.
Speedrunning this shit.
The thing is, because you used your thing, not a force to be trifled with, that's why it wasn't desperate, because normally, but if the consequences would have been a lot worse if you had not used that. So, all right. So What plan do you want to do now? Do you want to do that? Take the body with you and wait for it, or investigate the cellar more, or what?
I mean, smuggling a body straight out through the front door seems like a bad move.
Well, you have the back door available to you, and it's the back door. And there's a tarp. You have a tarp.
It's also a tavern. We could just drape him over Flake's shoulder and say he got too drunk. We're taking
we
him
can
back
make it
home.
at Birdie's this.
All right.
Flake, carry the sleeping man.
Okay.
All right. So actually, we'll
you
do
should
this.
probably make sure his head stay down so they do not see second mouth and neck. Give him little neckerchief like boy out on picnic with mom. Little neckerchief.
God damn
it. Take my sunglasses off and put them on his face, or my darkened glasses off.
Yeah, that doesn't change the fact that he has a gaping neck wound.
Well, if they're looking at the eyes and the eyewear, they're not looking at his neck.
I grab is there like a towel or something I'll wrap around like a scarf?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's
cool.
He looks good. He looks better now than he did alive.
Nick, you're so dapper. Look at you. I'm just dressing him up there on the.
Actually, Salvage, you can
so
give me
good.
a tinker check to dress him up to make him look like he's a fucking drunk instead of a body. Yeah.
That's really what you wanted when you picked that playbook.
Yeah.
There you
All
go.
right, yeah. Dressing
Bring up
corpses.
an elaborate marionette system. All right.
Dressing corpses. This is what I was thinking of. Although I'm looking at the alchemical formula, seeing if there's anything that would make a corpse dance.
Well, that would take some time. You don't. Yeah.
That's fine. I wouldn't have to have that on me right now. But
This is more theatrical makeup, kind of improvised. So yeah.
All right. Let's see what happens. 6.
Flawless.
All right.
Oh no, there's a cost.
Yeah, there is a cost.
Yeah.
Who's carrying the body?
Me. Damn it.
Well, actually, all right. Let's see. No. This will be paid by Salvage. Salvage, as you're dressing up the body, your hands go cold for a moment, and you can feel a presence in your mind for a split second, and then it pulls back. You realize, but that as you're messing with this body and trying to make it look like a drunk, the ghost, which is still too strongly tethered to the corpse to escape, tried to possess you, but it's already hungry for life essence. So
and I look at it. I actually opened up his eye for a second and present a black salt bomb.
All right.
No.
Well, you still take You still take a stress though.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
All right.
So you managed to make him look like a drunk, to take Nick with you, and you can haul him back to your lair pretty easily, as you're just another group passing through the night. Yeah, after you get back to your lair, you put the body on the Chase Lounge, I would imagine.
No.
Okay.
Table.
All right. Stradler is like,
different
"Hey,
decorum,
we
right?
eat there, boss. Come on."
Yes, and
do
the
more.
chairs are for living people.
Oh,
You guys know that I'm gonna spend the next 69 out of 72 hours complaining about what a bad idea this is.
Nice.
Wouldn't be the
I
first time.
will set up a little ward of some sort just in case he comes back early and is angry.
okay.
I don't know.
That would be risky, because magic is magic, and certainly, go ahead and give me a. Well, actually, if you spend more time on it, I would make it controlled, since you have plenty of time to work on it.
Yeah, it's no rush.
Yeah. All right. This will be controlled.
Okay. Attune,
Yep.
as always.
Yep. If you have something to use, if you have an appropriate, I would say, let's see here.
I have a fine lightning hook.
Yeah,
and I
sure.
have a spirit mask. All right. So is that an extra die?
Yeah,
or-
one extra die. Yeah.
Okay. 6.
All right. Yeah. It'll be contained. So And with a full success, well, you didn't get a critical, but yeah. So the Spirit Wardens might be able to find it, but the ghost will certainly not be able to get out. So, but you're not sure. The Spirit Wardens don't have a perfect success record anyway. They're kind of overworked and underappreciated as it is.
I like how the Find Lightning hook is just like a dog catcher's lasso for ghosts. So have that rigged up to trigger when the ghost appears.
But Salty, your potential employer was killed by somebody, and they had some kind of cargo. And you now have 3 names: Stag, Lucky, and Bull. But yeah, you need to figure out what the fuck's going on. But
we also have the Mother's Nest under Blue Star.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. So that might be something you'd have to ask Nick about. Well, there's definitely other ways to figure that out. But if you might want to, I don't know, hit the streets to gain more information, or you could just sit in your lair for 3 days.
Do I know what the Mother's Nest is, or what the Blue Star is?
Nope, you never heard of it.
No bars or clubs or any kind of nothing called the Blue Star.
Not that you know of.
No kind of architecture that features a blue star?
Nope.
Well, I don't know then.
Yeah. Well, you do have 3 names to look up.
I'm stumped.
What are those names again? I'm sorry.
Stag, Bull, and Lucky, and those are people's names. Those are 3 people that Nick was concerned about before he was murdered. So...
Do any of those names ring a bell? Or
that is something you could try and figure out. Let's see here. You could study that from your lair, or you could ask people with consort.
Yeah, that's what I'm up to.
Okay.
I am going to go see my good friend Clyra, who runs a tavern that's not the Flounder Pounder.
Okay. All right.
Two things. Sorry. So what was it was Blue Star, and what was the second one? Sorry.
Well, it's Mother's Nest under the Blue Star.
Mother's Nest under the Blue Star.
Yeah, and then there's 3 names that you found. Stag, Bull, and Lucky.
Stag, Bull, and Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah. All right, so this takes you a few hours to do that. And so let's see here. Vimes, you get to give me another tavern name.
Somebody else's time.
Yeah. Let's see here. But there's this tavern name generator.
The Voluptuous Prawn.
All right, the Voluptuous Prawn.
Voluptuous Prawn.
Yep.
Good.
Yep. So the Voluptuous Prawn, she sees you and says, Vimes. Oh, an inspector was looking for you not too long ago.
That's nothing anyone ever wants to hear, but
yeah,
good information anyway, I guess.
Yeah, Yamura. Apparently, you is very interested to there's some sort of incident at the Flounder Pounder.
I'm sure I don't know anything about it.
Well, you didn't seem angry about it, but curious. So I don't know. But what can I do for you?
Well, what was that name one more time?
There are 3 names: Stag, Bull, and Lucky. Those are people.
The inspector.
Yeah. Oh, Yamura. Yamura. Yamura.
All right. Yeah, well, I mean, you've done me one good turn already tonight, but I just wonder, if you could dig in your bag of tricks and help me out a little bit more. So there are 3 names, and here I say names in the loosest kind of sense, that might have something to do with that Flounder Pounder business. And I'm curious if they mean anything to you, because they don't mean anything to me.
Mm-hmm.
So do you know a stag or a bull, or one of these things is not like the other, a Lucky?
All right. That would be consort, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And so you can go ahead and roll that. I would say this is controlled. It is one of your named contacts. And that's pretty simple information, just a name.
Okay.
Yep.
You know what? I'll go ahead and take a stress to pop that up. I'm going to. What's that going to be? I am just going to remind her of the reason why we are such good friends. That, essentially some situation back when I was in the Bluecoats that I, pulled her ass out of the fire. And so, nearest thing that comes to is, White Christmas. I'm going to be Danny Kaye and grab my arm and make puppy dog eyes at Bing Crosby.
Okay. Also, if you have equipment that would, equipment could certainly come into handy here. If you would, for example.
Yeah, I got a 6. Maybe just a 6 is good.
Yeah, the 6 is definitely good. Oh yeah, I know them. They're all, let's see. Stag's, one of the Lost. Those blokes, right? A bunch of, kind of
yes,
one of a smaller crews.
Can you tell my friend here, who's just out of the workhouses and doesn't know anything about anything?
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Caleb.
Yes, I am studying for my college work. Tell me.
Well, they're all former soldiers, but they're trying to help the downtrodden. They feel bad for all the atrocities they committed, so they've been, trying to unionize workers, fight for men. They've been going after blue coat patrols. So let's see. So that's Stag's one of them. He's a good, skull breaker. Then the Grinders are another gang. They used to work for the on the docks or in the Leviathan blood refinery, but
the Grinders are different than Stag, Bull, and Lucky.
Well, so Stag is a member of the Lost. Bull is a member of the Grinders. And Lucky, I believe he's one of the Deathland Scavengers. That's why he got his name. So the Grinders are former dockers and Leviathan blood refinery workers. They're essentially trying to raise money to overthrow the government in the city of Lockport. So they've come here. Lockport's even worse polluted than here because of the refineries, and they're not too happy about it. And then, of course, the Deathland Scavengers, whenever someone gets exiled to the Deathlands, well, they're usually dead, but a small group of scavengers uses the ancient rituals to stay alive, and they recruit anyone that they can rescue from it, and they, go and find artifacts to sell in here. Each one of them works for a different one of these groups. So, Stag works for the Lost, Bull works for the Grinders, and Lucky is a scavenger, or an agent of the Scavengers.
Vimes, our friend Audra, she would want to speak to this lucky man from the Deathlands, no?
Quite an astute observation, my friend. Quite an astute observation.
Similar interest. So if we also need to speak to this very lucky man, and we may also make an introduction at the time, two birds, one stone.
So it seems.
Mm-hmm. All right. So while you two have been doing that, is anybody else and Audra is working on, warding the ghost. That leaves Salvage, and I believe Salty. So what are you two doing?
I would like to go speak to one of my shrewd friends, Jenna, a servant.
Okay.
And ask her about this Nick guy. I just want to ask about Nick.
Okay. Where would you find Jenna usually?
Probably shopping at the market for the aristocratic family she works for.
All right, so you have to go into Night Market, which is a bit in the middle of the city, so it takes you a little while to get there. But you're just another anonymous person shoving through the crowds of Duskvol. Salvage, what are you doing?
Like I said, my concern is the ghost potentially getting out, or actually something it turned it when they emerge, are they still pretty angry for the most part, or are
Yeah, usually, especially the ones that have been murdered.
okay? I would
Weird.
yeah, specifically like that. So, considering that we'd have possible problems with it getting out or at least talking to us, I wanted to see if there's an alchemical compound that I might be able to do that could
Well,
potentially.
Audra is working on this right now.
Oh,
So,
you're on that. Okay,
yeah. So
I didn't know if Audra was trying to use that to
Nope.
calm it to potentially calm down or just
right
restrict.
now, as you understand, Audra has warded the corpse so that the ghost cannot escape.
Okay, so
yeah.
yeah, so I want to look into seeing if it could be done something to make him more cognizant. Is if that's the possibility.
Okay.
At least maybe a little bit better. So could I do a tinker? I guess with finding.
So what are you trying to make? Trying to make the ghost more like a ghost interrogation drug? Is that what you're trying to make?
Basically, yeah. So to calm him down enough to be able to maybe discuss his death. So
okay. I would say this. Well, how that's very difficult to make. Are you going to? I would say with your workshop right now, to make something that would be effective would be a desperate action, because there's a lot of risks involved, and your workshop is not really equipped for that. So you're gonna have to make a lot of shortcuts. So that would be a desperate action.
Or could I possibly mitigate that by going to talk to Melista, who's a priestess, who's one of my friends?
I mean, it would. You could talk to her to get information, sure, but like if you want to get her to help make that kind of ghost interrogation drug, like that would still be a favor of some kind. This would be almost like a score to get to acquire the resources to make that kind of drug. That kind of potion. So
yeah.
Now there are rituals you can do, which Audra can perform to help, or you could just talk to the ghost. The ghost will want revenge. So you could just negotiate with the ghost. They're still like intelligent. They're not just mindless. Usually. So.
And I do have a bit of a tune, so I could basically just be more of an assistant to Audra.
Right.
While we.
You can just hang out and assist Audra. So.
Yep.
All right. So Salty, you get to Night Market and find Jenna. She is buying the finest artisanal mushrooms as sort of spices for her master. Apparently, quite enjoys the food of the commoners. Mushrooms are very common food around here because it's always night and it's
Yay!
So she says, "Oh, Oberon, how are you? It's been so long."
Fantastic, darling. How's the work going?
I can't complain. My master is about to buy a new automaton. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It seems so gruesome but I know using souls to power engines of industry is just what we do. I've always been a bit of a traditionalist, I guess, in that regard. I assume you're not here on a social call.
Well, it's always great to see you. But no, I do have business to attend to. Mm-hmm. Do you know this? It's kind of like a sorter. His name's Nick.
Nick, does he have a last name?
I forgot what it was, Russ.
Corpal.
Nick Corpal.
All right. Roll consort or sway. I mean, I guess you could roll command, but that's kind of a dick move.
I get a plus
bonus to consort.
Yeah, I get weaving the web. I get +1 die to consort when I gather information.
Yeah, well, then this definitely counts.
All right, so 3d6.
Mm-hmm. And this is controlled.
So 2 5s.
All right. I do know, but I don't know if I should tell you. You got me in trouble last time when I gave you information. Someone found out, and they were quite cross with me, and I was lucky I was able to escape to my master's house, but I couldn't leave it for a week. So why should I help you now? If I'm just going to get in trouble.
I tossed her the coin purse I took from Nick. Here's a tip for your troubles.
Oh, well. I have heard of him. The Deathland Scavengers. They were on the lookout for one of their for Nick Corpal. They said he was a traitor.
You said the Death and Scavengers?
Deathland Scavengers.
Deathland Scavengers.
I know it's
that's Lucky's crew.
Yep, that is Lucky's crew.
Okay, well that helps a considerable amount. You wouldn't happen to just off the top of your head, I don't know if you've ever heard this, a mother's nest under the blue star. Does that ring a bell to you?
No.
Nothing? No blue stars? Nothing? No mother's nests?
No.
Wink, wink. You know what I mean?
No, I'm sorry. Is this a riddle? Are you trying to make?
No.
Are you trying to make fun of me?
No. Of course, and I would never. You're a dear, dear friend of mine. I would never waste your time like that.
I don't know, Oberon. Sometimes you are quite capricious.
Well, next time you're out on the town, shoot me a message. We can go get a drink sometime.
I will. I've heard. Perhaps we'll go to the. Maybe we'll go. Perhaps you can escort me to the Flounder Pounder. I've heard they have the.
No, I don't think we'll actually go there. I'm just not a fan of the service. It's just. It's a really just not. It's not really my scene. You know
But they have. I've heard they had the best wine cellar in all of the docks.
That wine cellar is just filled to the brim with not good stuff.
Oh. Well, you'll have to take me someplace classy next time. The last time
I heard,
you remember what happened last time you took me out.
I do remember that. Yes, but I told her you weren't with me. Like we weren't together. I'm sorry she tried to claw your face off.
Well, it is certainly not boring, and I could use more excitement in my life. But, well, you take care, Oberon.
You too, Jenna. I'm off to go get killed by the Deathland Scavengers. I'll see you later.
She gives as you leave, she gives you a look. She's not sure if you're joking or not. Yeah. Let's see here. Meanwhile, at the inn, let's see. Vimes and Flake have gotten some information. What are they going to do now?
I guess we should go back and reconvene with everyone at the.
Yeah, that's pretty easy to do.
Right? Is that right, Vimes?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only other thing I'm going to do is start trying to set a meet with Inspector Yamura.
Okay.
If this is technically downtime, I would like to heal. I don't know how you do that.
Yeah, I think you have a level 1 harm. That actually doesn't take too long to heal. Let me look. Healing. Oh, there's a healing clock. Yeah, that's right. Healing clocks. Come on.
Do you want me to look it up?
Yeah, you can look it up. There's a healing clock, and when you fill up, you heal a wound. No,
you can do something else. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
I'll figure it
All
out.
right. So I remember the basics of it. I don't remember. I can't look up the exact mechanics because the word healing comes up a lot in this fucking book for some reason. So, all right. The rest of your group reconvenes. And Inspector Yamura is looking for you. You know about Lucky. You know about a little bit about all of them. And Nick was a traitor to the Deathland Scavengers. If you want to arrange for a meeting with Inspector Yamura, I'd say you can. You don't even have to roll for that. He wants to meet with you, and he'll meet you in public. We'll say at the let's see, what's a good.
You really need to keep that tavern list close at hand. I think we're going to be going through them fast.
Actually, he's not going to meet you at the tavern. He's going to meet you at one of the landmarks in the docks. We'll say, let's see, outside the North Hook Company, the grand old estate house. Yeah. So basically, it's a sort of a better known place. It's a big shipping company. So, there are stalls and benches. You can meet them there.
Right.
Are you going, Salty? Is anyone else going?
I'll go with him.
Okay. All right. The two of you go. And you see Inspector Yamura. He is a Ruvian, but he is, you've heard his name before. You don't know much else about him yet, but you haven't heard him being a bastard, so that's something. I mean, by the standards of the inspectors. But you sit at a bench near him. He says, "Good morning, gentlemen."
Yumura, you know you're taking a risk even talking to me.
Well,
it's not a threat, at least mind you, from my side.
You don't get to be an inspector if you don't take some risks. You can't, if you just want to break skulls, it's easy to be a blue coat, but to be an inspector, you actually have to think and be willing to take calculated risks. And of course, being willing to talk to certain counterparts for mutually beneficial arrangements. So,
look, the risk was calculated. I just didn't realize I was that bad at math.
So many, there's so many people, the bill hooks, there's so many people in prison who have that story. I hope it doesn't wind up to be your story. Look, I'll cut to the chase. We want it, and we're willing to pay good coin for it. So if you want to, however you want to make arrangements, just ensure the package reaches me, and I'll be happy to pay you for it. Now, of course, if you don't want to, of course, I'm assuming you have it. I know about the murder. I know that someone, Nick Corpal, went missing, and he was set to meet with you, and you were seen at the place, at the Flounder Pounder. There's a scuffle there. One of your members put 3 people in, well, they're bedridden now. Quite nasty. And I could have you run in for that, but that's petty ante. I know you weren't the ones to kill him, so give me a killer or give me the package, and I'll be satisfied with either one.
Understood. Of course, it's never quite that simple.
Well, I know if you're not going to give me the package, you're going to... Well, what are you going to do with the package? Because remember, there's going to be a lot of people looking for it. It seems Nick was making a lot of deals. He was trying to get the highest price. That's how we found out about him, because he couldn't stop talking about it, keep trying to bid other people up. He was very ambitious, but I suppose that makes sense. You betray one organization to steal from them. You want to make enough coin to set you back for retirement.
Right. That's the sort of score you can only do once, because once your reputation's burned, you really need to live off the proceeds, eh?
Mm-hmm. So, if you don't sell to me, or if you don't give me... I mean, I would be satisfied with the killer. Do you even know who killed Nick?
We have a strong suspicion at this point. We haven't put our hands directly on that person.
Oh, well, I mean, if you give me a name, that would be enough. No names? Nothing? No?
Look, we don't have names yet.
If you gave me a name, I could easily, in our report, the package was lost in the conflict, etc., etc. These things happen. I would be fine, but for some reason they want a killer assigned to this body. So, for one thing, the body is missing. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that.
Nothing at all. But look, let's. You know my reputation. You know that if I give you a name, I want to be as certain as I possibly can that I am giving you the right name. Right now, we're working from a bit of a list. Mm-hmm. And either we want to make sure it's right, or make sure that whoever we point the finger at, even if they shouldn't be going down for this, they should be going down for something.
Well, it's our first time doing business with you, so I'll have to take you at your word. But if you cross me, or if you're lying to me, I'll eventually find out. And we play the long game. It doesn't. You can get one over for me temporarily, but sooner or later, I'll know. And we have a very long reach. So, Very well. I just, it's very ill-advised to hide a body. It's very ill-advised to hide a killer, and it's very ill-advised to hide contraband like that. Do you understand?
I believe I do.
All right.
Let's just say I want to act in as good a faith as possible, and I'm not quite there yet.
All right. Okay, so it's been about 12 hours since since Nick has been killed at this point. Word is beginning to go around. Let's see here. Who's wanting to do something next? At this point,
Can I? Where's Audra at?
I'm still at the grotto.
Yeah,
Can I
we're
go
all
to the
there.
grotto? And you're a whisper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that do healing stuff?
I can, because I have 2 in Tinker, which is the healing roll skill.
I would like to see if Audra can heal me, because I don't trust physiquers. Not a big fan of doctors. Prefer witchcraft to heal my wounds.
I'm standing right here.
Yep, witchcraft.
Yep. We can give it a shot.
Yes, the wound I've rubbed much river mud in it. It still seeps.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're gonna wash that out right away.
Maybe you take a look. I don't know. Just no unguents. I'm not a fan of unguents.
Of what?
Unguents. The creams you rub on the skin with the smells. Yeah. I dislike them very much.
Okay. Well, no worries there. So it looks like the way this works is I make a tinker roll, and then depending on how well I roll, you fill some number of segments on your little clock.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you fill them all up, you reduce all your harm by 1, or harm by 1. Yeah. Okay, so take at least 2 rolls unless I can crit.
Can I assist in my own healing? I did rub river.
You did
mud.
rub mud in it.
Yeah, I mean, you take stress for it, so yeah.
I don't want to take more stress.
Well, that's how assisting works.
Once you feel better.
Now, or you could have salvage.
Once I feel better. Yeah, I'll take stress and assist my own healing.
Okay.
That seems only fair.
5. So you regain 2 segments, so half of your clock.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. There's also downtime actions for healing too. I believe
this is the downtime action.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were in downtime.
No worries. I mean, you're doing this over a matter of days, so like you can you will have some downtime. All right. So yeah, at this point you can all reconvene. It's kind of like you have some idea. You know that Inspector Yamura is to believe there's 3 groups all looking for the package. The scavengers, the lost, and the grinders. You have the only clue to it. You're guessing that it's that mother's nest under the blue star. You don't know what that means yet. And so you hope they don't find your lair. But you also know, a little bit about Lucky. Yeah.
So we might understand that this Lucky and his group of hell scavengers, they killed this Nick fellow looking for the package.
Well, you assume they did. They'd certainly called him a traitor, but you don't know. He was concerned with all 3 names, so if he was maybe someone betrayed him to just steal it without paying him for it. Perhaps, yeah. Who knows what happened right before you got there, but it's certainly a thesis. Actually, you know what, Audra, you could do a score to determine if Lucky's the killer or not. You know who the victim is, so you could use a tune to see if Lucky is the one who killed him.
Sure.
Yeah. So this would be a score. So the idea is to find Lucky, and then covertly or overtly perform a ritual on him, so you can see if, essentially Nick's blood is on Lucky's hands.
Could I possibly assist Audra with the attunement with my own?
Well, this would be a score. So, like, the way this works is this would be sort of a link score. So, the way score works is you choose you kind of have a goal now, and that is to do a ritual on Lucky. So you have to figure out how you want to do it. Now, there's 6 major approaches: assault, deception, stealth, occult, social, and transport. Now, obviously, it sounds like occult is going to be your base approach, but then we have to figure out what your starting difficulty is, which is the engagement roll. So, well, you tell me how you want to do this. You know, the basic of the ritual is basically it's sympathetic magic. You have to get something of Nick's corpse and something of Lucky, and then you have to perform the ritual within sight of Lucky, so to see if he has blood. Basically ectoplasmic blood appears on his hand. So that's sort of the gimmick. So, like, you could kidnap him and tie him to a chair and just perform it in front of him. You could trick him and do it while you're talking to him or while someone else is talking to him. You could do it in stealth. You could come up with another ritual to use scrying magic to watch him and then just do linked rituals, essentially. How do you want to... The gimmick is, how do you do a ritual while in sight of this guy? That's if you want to solve his murder, or if you want to know if Lucky did it or not. You could also, you find out where all 3 suspects are. You know it's one of those 3. It has to be one of those 3. So you figure out if you can do the ritual inside of all 3, you could, 100% know who killed them. But
then we need 3 items from 3 different people.
Well, you just need so that's sort of the difficulty. And that's, of course, if you really care who killed Nick. The real question is, where's the package? And it sounds like no one knows the package except where you guys are. Now, Lucky used to work with Nick, so he may know more about Nick. So you may be able to interpret the clue more effectively than you are, because he knows more about Nick. Now, you could just wait for Nick's ghost to rise, in which case you kind of have to hope that none of the 3 groups that are hunting for you find you. So you have a lot of options in front of you. Like, what do you think would be the best plan to move forward and figure out where the package is?
Do we know of, like, can we go to, like, one of the bars or, like, figure out where Lucky, Stagger Bowl frequent?
Yeah, that's pretty easy. That would just be a survey or a consort check. That would be consort, yeah.
I'll make a consort check to ask around the various bars and
I'd
such.
say this is controlled. This is still pretty basic stuff.
No 3 threes.
All right, you can't. Yeah, controlled. No other failure consequence for failure, though.
Just tell everyone. Yeah, I went around asking. I can't find anything on the guys.
He's like a ghost.
Hell. Now, you can try again because it's controlled, but this time it'll be risky. If you fail again, you'll get unwanted attention.
All right, I'll try one more time.
Okay.
One 5.
All right, so you're trying to figure out where Lucky is?
Yeah,
Okay. He's in the next room, and he has 2 pretty nasty-looking killers with him. They are looks like a group of scavengers, and he's been asking around for you. So they don't know you're there yet, but you get a feeling you're by yourself right now, because you kind of spread you guys. No one specified that they were going with you. So what are you gonna do?
Well, he could have taken me.
Okay, yeah. I would say yeah, since that is your job. So Flake is with you. That's fair.
Flake, I need you to be ready to do something awful, okay?
Yeah. What is the point of this if I am not always ready to do something awful?
No, I know.
It's my job to do awful things. Yes, of course. Yes.
I just want you to get excited for the opportunity.
The man who gets excited is a different man. You not speak to him.
I know, but you're like lion, and I'm throwing the meat to you.
Yes, but what do I do?
Okay, I'm gonna knock on the door, and everything's gonna be calm. I don't need you to come out all flaky, all right? Not yet.
Okay.
But if they try to hurt me, I need you to do the awful stuff.
Okay.
Knock on the door.
Okay. Oh yeah, sorry. It's basically the next room of the inn that you're in. So it's like they're like open airs. They just haven't seen you because it's a crowded inn. But you can knock on the wall and just, or like on a banner or on a pillar, make your attention known. So they see you. Yeah.
Evening, gentlemen. I hear you were looking for me.
All right. So one of the killers, a woman, just takes out this nasty looking weapon and. Let's see here. A pistol. It says, you're coming with us. We got a private conversation to meet.
I reach out and attempt to break her arm, just in an insane act of 0 to 100 violence. Yeah.
I also I have a concealed palm pistol. I'm going to shoot the other killer.
Okay, so you're not all right. So this is definitely. I would say this is going to be a risky fight because you're both armed. Then it's 2v2 essentially. Flake will make the roll. You can spend stress to assist and add 1 die to that. In fact, you have to because you're shooting. But if you fail, you're both going to take harm. Or if you get a partial success, you'll take harm. And if you get yeah, do you want to do anything else to modify your roll?
Is this skirmish or wreck?
Oh, this definitely, that's a good question. Wreck is, the difference between skirmish and wreck, that's a...
There's no difference for me, I was just asking.
Yeah.
Skirmish is like grappling and shit. Wreck is just fighting.
Yeah, I would say wreck.
Okay, I've got 2.
Okay, I have a question. Does this count as an engagement roll?
No, this is not a score. This is just... A score is more like a heist where you're, and the engagement roll is figuring out how difficult the first part of the job is going to be. So this is just like a complication from getting information.
All right, are you assisting me, Baz?
I am assisting you.
Okay, I am pushing, and I've got my weapon, so I've got 5D then. Is that right?
Actually, the weapon only keeps you even in this case.
So 40.
Yeah, 40 because they're both armed as well.
Okay, well, hopefully not for long.
Yeah. Hey,
and I get a 6. So
right.
I just grab the arm and break it like a twig with a sickening snap.
All right. She is disabled. The other killer. Salty, are you going to shoot the other killer? Or you just
yes, I am.
All right. The other killer goes down. You don't gut shot. You don't know if they're dead or wounded. But Lucky is the bar starts clearing out. And you don't have that long till the blue coats show up. You're going to take 2 heat for this, which I'll mark down because you did this in public. So, but you have Lucky at your mercy.
Hey, Lucky, you found me.
Yes, I did. So to his credit, he keeps cool. Well, look, we're not blaming you for what happened to Nick. We just want the package back. We just want the artifact.
We don't. We need to know how that happened to Nick. First off,
you didn't kill him?
Fuck no, that's bad for business.
Oh, so you don't have the package and you didn't kill Nick?
I'm not answering any. One of those questions is not getting answered. But we didn't kill Nick.
Well, you don't have the package then. Fuck. Oh shit. It must have been someone he was greedy. He didn't just sell it to the first person who would buy it. He was trying to get two different groups to bid on it. It must have been one of them that killed him.
Well, who's them?
I don't know. I just heard that he was talking to different people. I don't know who they work for. Yeah. You already know it's the Lost in the Grinders, Stag and Bull. He must have been talking to those 2 guys. So
is he feigning that he doesn't know, or does he genuinely not know who else is involved?
That is a good question. That would, I assume, be study. And you don't have your spider here that can spot lies, do you?
I'm the spider.
Do you have the spot lie thing, or is that slide?
No, that's slide.
Okay.
Slide.
I do have study though. I can roll it.
Okay. Go ahead.
And so you can take a stress point to add an extra die.
2 stress.
I'll do that because I only have one.
And this will
die
be
in
risky because you only have one shot. Time is going. There's. I would say that conversation advances your blue coats show up clock by 2. So.
All right, I got a 6.
All right. He is honestly flabbergasted. He was sure that you guys killed him and had the package. That's why he was so focused on finding you all.
Look, I'm sorry about your men, but
This
they
one
came
is
out
still
kind of
alive.
hot.
I'm not sorry.
Yeah, and the one
Done on
I
me.
shot's probably going to be okay. So we'll just call it even that they pulled weapons first, right?
Yeah. That's the other thing. Well, you do know that Lucky knows Nick. He might be able to interpret the clue more effectively, but you'd have to, well, tell him the clue.
Look, hey, you wouldn't know where we could find the mother's nest, do you?
I do.
Yeah, gonna need that information real quick.
Then
Flakey's getting real impatient over here.
I'm gonna pick up the one-armed lady. She asked me to do something I did not want to do. Then look at her. You should answer questions. It is more enjoyable.
I want the package. I want the artifact. I'll pay you for it.
That's fine. I'd love to get paid. It's just I need to know where I can find the mother's nest.
In order to get you the package, we would also need promise of future work. Your distributor, this Nick, he's not so healthy.
All right, you're at 3 on the blue coat show up clock. All right.
I say we get it to him and convince him to hire us, right?
All right,
I mean, he's the Deathlands dude, right? So he's going to get the weird shit we traffic in.
It's Corpal House in the Lost District. His family were nobles, minor aristocrats in the, but they lost everything in the when the wards fell, and so find Corpal House. That's his mother's nest. That's what he called it. He told stories about growing up rich and what that was like.
Okay. Well, thank you for that information. We're gonna be in touch. All right. Maybe we work together sometime in the future, huh?
Okay. All right. You managed to get out right before the blue coats show up. But yeah. So you have that information. So,
Yay.
the group reconvenes.
Did I solve that with violence?
You did.
Yay.
Well, coercion too.
That sounds like 2 to me.
Yeah. Let's see here. No, it's only 2. It's 2 max if that item occurred multiple times. So you're at 2 for that.
Do I get XP for addressing a challenge with calculation or conspiracy?
I would say calculation, negotiating at that under those circumstances.
And where do you mark XP again? I'm sorry.
You mark
by
it.
the word playbook.
Yeah, there's multiple XP things. One for playbook, and then there's another one for insight, prowess, and resolve. And so you choose which thing you're going to advance. I don't know where
You mark it in the attribute when you do a desperate roll, whether you succeed or not, and then you mark it in the playbook for the 3 things at the underneath the explanation.
No.
You can still use an attribute for those.
Oh, you can still. So you can just apply those at the moment or later.
Well, you can
technically
choose
we're
the end of the
supposed to do
game.
that at the end of the session, but it's
Okay,
not that.
sorry, never mind.
I'm just trying to keep track of what.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Like,
Yeah, it makes more sense that way anyway.
anyways, so all of you can reconvene, and you have an idea of where to go. Corpal House in the Lost District, which is beyond the Ghost Wall. By the way, the Ghost Wall is this big, fucking massive electric fence, essentially, that keeps out ghosts. Because, there's lots of angry ghosts that want to murder you all because of that. So, But you're smugglers, so you know how to get around the ghost fence, at least while on your ship over the water. And the Lost District, if you look on the map of Duskvol, is just in the northeast. It's one of the landmarks. So it's not far. It's just going to be dangerous. And you just got to find a blue star there. Let's see. Where is the map? The map is on page...
And the people that are the best at going there are now going to be trying to turn the place over.
Yep.
I want to make sure that's noted that I only mentioned the mother's nest. I didn't mention the rest of the clue to Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right, like I am not at all blaming you for giving up part of it to get like the information. I'm just saying it's something we need to keep in mind.
Yeah, but luckily they don't know what they're looking for. We know what to look for there.
Yeah.
Sort of. I'm just saying, bring guns. We're probably going to...
We got this.
Is
We're
that
fine.
not a given? How is that not a given?
Well, guns don't help against ghosts, but yeah, if you're running into other people too. So
Does if you use ghost powers.
yeah. So now you're about 30 hours for since Nick has been killed. So a little, not quite even halfway there. So you could spend some time to do research, try and figure out where Corporal House is in the Lost District. You have to find maps of the Lost District. So that could be a score, is to steal some maps to figure out where the fuck that house is. Or you could just kind of wing it and just kind of like go through, the haunted.
I have so in the Shrewd Friends, there's like an up arrow and a down arrow. The down arrow is a rival or
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you talk to your rival for information?
Sure.
Okay,
Which
because
probably would cost you more.
Jaren is a blue coat archivist rival of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps maybe in their archives they may have maps of the Beyond the Ghost Wall.
Or you could just make him the target of your score because he's your rival, and then just figure out a way to steal the maps from him. Like, I know who has the maps. Jaren, that asshole. Let's go fucking steal his maps.
All right, what Ross said, but
Yeah.
better.
All right, so this would be a score proper. So how do you want to steal the maps from him? Do you just want to kick the door in and fucking start shooting?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Do we have any stealthy people?
Okay, so I mean, maybe look at the planning section. There are 6 different types. We sort of need to funnel it into one of those.
That's what I'm saying, because stealth is one of those plans, and I'm saying, is one of you stealthy?
I was explicitly told not to go stealthy because we were effectively a loud crew.
All right, assault sounds great.
Well,
All right,
there's also social and
I have 2 in prowl.
And I do have 1 in finesse with burglary tools, so if you want to cause a distraction, I could try to open something up.
Well, if Flake does have 2 in proud, that means he is sneaky. So yeah, he could be your thief. But yeah,
Do your sneaky stuff.
yeah. I'd say the archives are in a basement of a building, sort of. I haven't figured out what district that would be in, but we'll say Brightstone.
Only counterpoint I'll offer is that I do have 2 in sway, which makes deception not horrid.
So it's in Brightstone, which is a nicer, more bougie kind of part of Night Market. Well, actually, actually not.
Yeah, if it's a score, I guess. Yeah, that would make sense. You cause a distraction, all social engineering type, and then I go sneak.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it's deception. Okay. All right. So what's the distraction?
Good question.
So to describe the building, Jared lives the archives. He's in the basement of it. It's just like a four-story stone building. It's guarded because it's a blue coat building, but it's not heavily guarded. And in fact, they have public tours for nice citizens. There's a museum in there. Just sort of like the blue coats are always trying to like, hey, we need more funding so we can have us just heavy weapons and armor as the military because we need it. And so it's part of their PR sort of section. Yeah.
Bill, what's your character's name again?
Vimes.
Vimes, right?
Let's see.
Vimes. I have an idea.
I'm all
You
ears.
could we could work your blue coat angle, and you could say you apprehended me, and you need to find documents and records on my previous past exploits as part of your investigation involving me. And while he's gleefully looking for that information because he'd love to bust me, that could give Flake the opportunity to sneak in.
Right. So the problem with that is I am a former blue coat.
I know that, but you could be working a bounty hunter angle.
Yeah, private investigation.
Well, also, Jared, I mean, the Bluecoats are a big group. They don't all know each other. You could impersonate one, and Jared is, and he's an archivist. He's probably not going to recognize you.
Yeah, all right, that's fair. Okay.
He'll be happy to see me, though.
I mean, whether or not he recognizes you depends on what you roll on the dice, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So some of my out of the box equipment is fine clothes and jewelry. I am going to stare squinty eyed at Fine and say that I did manage to keep a knockoff blue coat uniform. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's exactly.
And also a disguise kit. So yeah, fuck yeah, this works.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, disguise kit. So Salty's going to be, manacled essentially. And yeah, and then now one thing is you don't have to figure out the plan much more beyond this because you can always use flashbacks to say like, oh, I was doing this to help them, and stuff like that. So we're just going to go in. So this will be the engagement roll. So I would say this is, you start with 1 dice. And this is very bold and daring, so take plus 1d. It's not that complex. And I would say it exposes a vulnerability. Jared's hatred of Salty because they're rivals. So that's another one. Let's see here.
3 so far.
Yeah. And I would say, but this is a higher tier organization, so a -1 for that, because the Bluecoats, they are definitely higher tier than you are. So you're at 2 dice. So just roll that, and that'll determine whether this is going to be a controlled roll, a risky roll, or a desperate roll. So,
is there anything else we can put our thumb on the scales with?
If anybody has something that specifically refers to engagement rolls, I think somebody asked about that earlier.
I get a +1 to engagement rolls for operations due to weaving the web.
All right, then it's +1 for that.
Lovely.
So we're at 3d6. I'll roll that because it's a luck roll essentially. So it's a 4. So that means you're in a risky position when the action starts. So as we begin, it is Vimes bringing in Salty to the archives in disguise, and Jared is there, looking quite. What's all this then?
Oh,
yeah.
Yep. Pick this one up. Solicitation.
Oh. Oh, Oberon, or I should say Salty. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. What were you hiding in a bilge pump? What sewer were you? God, you're pathetic.
No, I was getting paid to bang your mom.
Oh, quite the wit, I'd say. Excellent.
No, I
work.
mean she solicited me. I'm sorry. I mean that's how it works.
Why are you here and not the prison? There's more than enough evidence to lock him up for a long time.
Due process. We need to at least pretend it exists.
Well, I don't understand what I mean. What part of the archives are you even looking for? What information?
Needs my immigration papers.
All right, so Vimes, go ahead, and this would probably be Sway, I would imagine.
Lovely, I like it.
This is risky.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and stress out for it.
Salty, you can definitely assist in this if you want to. Spend some stress.
It's 2 stress to assist or 1 stress?
I
think it's 1 to assist.
Yeah, I think it's 1. We've been doing 1.
All right, cool. I'll spend a stress point to give him a die.
All right. And if he fails,
okay, cool.
I will say there's 2 clocks. One is getting the data, getting the information, and one is the alarm. So both are at 6, or both are 0 out of 6 right now. And so if you fail, it would be 2 to alarm.
Let's see. With 2 base plus 1 from my stress from 1 from Baz's stress is 4. I feel pretty good about 4. Anybody else?
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Here goes.
All right. 5.
Pull the 5 out. Yeah.
All right. You are past. I would say it still adds 1 to alarm, because you can see some bit of suspicion in there, but not too much. So hopefully he doesn't push it any further. But yeah, he does it well. Immigration's on the 3rd row over there. Get this bit of filth out of here as soon as possible. I don't understand why you had to bring him here, although it is pleasing to see him. You haven't put the boots to him. That's the problem. I can still see all his teeth. That's you should correct that. Right. I mean, outside, not in here, of course. But
Okay, I'll go fix that. Can you just go get the records?
I have to man the desk here. It is very important here to sign people in.
Okay. I'll sign people in and rough him up. Okay, I'll make it a little lighter so I don't get any mess anywhere, but you'll get to hear it.
All right. This is also going to be risky. If you get at least a partial, he will do it, but he'll be more suspicious. So, yeah.
All right. What are we saying? This is
probably sway again. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take a point of harm to make it real.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you take level 1 harm. And if you can WWE, you're like, oh god, you beat the crap out of him. And I was like, oh yes. Well, that was more satisfying than I'd hoped. In that case, I'll go fetch them. All right. So. Now, how are you going to find the maps in question? So, other members of the group can hear. For example, Audra, you could use a tune to do something occult related, or Flake could use stealth to sneak in. Yeah, you can all be working in on this score, not just these two. The distraction has been caused.
Okay. I can do a tinker roll to basically try to open up some doors here. So I do have burglary gear.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Okay. All right.
So, and that extra gear gives me a +1 on the roll, correct?
Okay. Yep. Okay. I'll say if you get a partial, you'll add another to alarm, but you will add 1 to. Well, I'll say you add 2 to finding the maps because you've opened doors.
Okay. So, and when I say plus roll, that's an extra dice I'm rolling, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just make sure. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, but this is risky.
That's okay. That actually helps. It helps out a lot, so. 14.
Well, it's it's a 6. You just look at the highest one.
6, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so you don't add any to alarms, and you've added 2 to find the maps. As you've opened the door to the right room without raising any alarms or any suspicion. So, who else? Let's see here. Let's see. If anybody has study, they can go in and actually try and look for them directly. Or a tune could be used to sort of like divine where the maps are. But
I was thinking about that. I just didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost Field stuff kind of feels a little like.
It's like the Force. It's just whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, I try not to use that too much.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, you can use a tune to just sort of like guide you intuitively.
So do it. 6.
All right. I would say that's another 2 to that without adding more any alarms.
Intuitive. Fuck.
Yeah. So you've narrowed it down to one particular section, as one particular shelf is calling to you. Let's see here. Who hasn't done anything yet?
I haven't done anything.
All right.
Do you need me to?
Well, how are you going to help find the maps, or how are you going to prolong the distraction, I guess?
I can prowl, I guess if... Well, the door's open and we know where the maps are at, so I guess I have to go get the maps. So I guess I'll go get the map.
Okay. Yeah, actually, you could use, since your character's big bulky, it's on this shelf, so if you just get all the shelf, you'll get the right maps.
I mean, I have prowl. I have sneak.
Yeah, you could just prowl. You just get all the maps. You just have a big sack, so you can just.
All right, I'll get a big sack of maps then.
All right. This is also risky.
Okay. I've only got 2d6, but am I being assisted?
Audra or someone who's not part of the distraction can assist you.
I'll do it.
Okay, I'll do
Force
3d6.
distraction.
They're being distracting.
Well, I'm extra.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't know where they were at without Birk's character.
It's true.
Oh, shit. I make it. Thank God.
It's a land of contrast with a 1, a 6, and a
Jesus.
1. But yeah, with that, you by process of elimination, you have to have the maps in that big sack, and you're able to get out. So yeah, that was a heist. That was a basic heist, but yeah, or a score. Sorry.
Back to our corpse grotto.
Yep.
Study.
Yeah. So, someone can give me a study roll just to see how long it'll take you to do this.
Who has the highest study? It's just one with everybody has it? Or?
I have 2.
Okay.
If we want to.
My character's gonna lie down.
He's had a long day.
Is anyone assisting this study, or am I on my own?
I can assist it if you want me to.
That's stress.
Up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
Yep.
If you want to pay,
Yep, I've taken much trace today, so I can take one.
there you go. Yeah. If not, I could push myself because I have not taken much either.
Yeah, I really need to indulge in vices.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to go.
Actually, could I go indulge in vices?
It's down.
Yeah, I would say you have enough time to do that. We can just kind of mess around with the downtime rules. It's our campaign.
I don't have to. It's fine. I was just asking. I don't know the game's run.
Well, normally you do that at the end of a game,
never mind.
yeah. I mean, you kind of guys are doing. This is sort of like normally it would be more like Red Market. It's like it's more delineated, but the starting situation's a little messy since I just like, here's this weird, complicated situation. All right, so yeah, you with a 6, you solve it before Nick's. You find Corporal House before Nick's ghost rises. So you're about, I'd say, 48 hours in. There's about a day left before his corpse is going to rise, or his ghost is going to rise. So,
Rise from your grave.
yeah, basically.
Sorry.
So, yeah, you can you can go out and get that fucking some kind of artifact apparently, or you can wait for the corpse to pop out and talk to it before you go. But you're ready to go.
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, you can talk to him when you get back.
Yeah, might not even need to at that point. Who knows?
Yeah. All right. So we'll do this as another score, and that's basically getting the getting the package from the house. So you have to go through the ghost wall, which you can in your ship, because you're smugglers. You already know how to do that. But then you have to navigate the Lost District, which is full of angry ghosts and spirits and shit like that. So you're definitely going to need some kind of protection. And then you're going to have to search the house and hope that nobody ambushes you out there. So, yeah. Of course, the Deathled Scavengers, the people who specialize in being out there, you told them that you're going to go to the Corporal House. So, the players have all found out where the package is, whatever it is. And it's in the Lost District outside the safety of the Ghost Wall. So they're going to have to deal with some spooky shit. So this is going to be another score. And this one will be basically 2 clocks. Actually, there's going to be 3 clocks. 1 is spooky shit. 2 is someone else finds you. I'm not going to say who, but, other people. And 3 is finding the package. And that's how we'll do that. We'll say finding the package is at 10. You need 10 points to fill that up. And then the other 2 are at 8. Let's see, 8 spooky 8 other people. So, 6 approaches. Probably occult or transport is going to be better. Because that's the basic thing. Like, I mean, how do you see this working? Like, you take the boat out of Ghostwall, past the Ghostwall, because you can't really cross it on land. At least your group can't. Then you land. The Corporal House is not far from the docks of the Lost District. It's about 10, 12 blocks in. So you have to go across 10 to 12 blocks. And then you have to search the house, find it, and then get back to your ship. Sounds simple.
Really
right? Yeah.
Can't you define the approach however you want?
Yeah, I guess you can.
But for smugglers, like, you could just do like transport, and we put the boat in a fucking flooded coal seam that's down on the tide or whatever, and subterranean our way into the Ghost District. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. There's an underground canal that you can use. That'll go through the ghost tunnel. Then I guess the first thing is, how do you protect yourself from the ghosts? The book doesn't really specify that, but there are rituals and ways to do that. So, Audra, do you want to describe a ritual or a way to protect yourself against angry ghosts, at least so you're not all going to get immediately possessed?
Yeah, so let's see. There's like the ritual designing procedure we can do if you want to do it. Like, so
yeah,
what does the ritual do, and how is it weird?
Yeah, so the ritual, it'll protect you from possession, I would imagine, because that's sort of your major threat. And yeah, how is it weird? So this could be, well, maybe you all create some sort of awful liquid that you all immerse yourself in, and as long as that oil is on you, you're going to be fine. Or maybe it's something you have to ingest, or maybe it's something...
it could be like that.
I can help with
that
the black
movie.
salt.
You cover yourself with the ash of dead people.
Ooh.
Yeah, we can make some type of ash,
Take a roll
black
of the
salt sort of
crematorium.
paste.
Yeah, we
have
could.
to do.
I could manufacture that out of the black salt bombs that have been used in there to keep the ghosts out. So it's basically just making a roll to see how toxic it would be to ourselves.
Okay, yeah. Why don't you do that? Go. This would definitely be risky. Tinker roll. You have a workshop to do it.
Okay.
And you wouldn't have the bombs anymore because you're.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
fine.
guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
How many of us have Spirit Bane charms on our equipment lists?
I do not.
No.
Does anybody have what? I'm sorry. I have spirit bottles.
No, Spirit Bane charm.
Oh, sorry.
I have one, but if you don't select that one at start, you don't have it. So
No, equipment is all preparedness.
It's all as needed.
Oh,
It
okay.
just-
Yeah, you select a loadout level, and then you just tick that many boxes as you need them.
Also, the ones that are in italics, you just have. They don't cost anything.
Which, at least for me, it's italics.
Oh, I have one then. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have that, and I have my mask too.
So only 2 people need the sauce.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So that would be me doing that. So, yeah, but I can do that. And since we're making this out of there, can I use my Artificer special ability to get a +1 on the result?
Yeah, sure.
So, all right.
Oh yeah, while you're doing it, get enough for Stradler and Waldorf. Bring them along and carry stuff.
All right. Well, I'll see how well I can do on that. So, but I will go ahead and see with that, and I will also see if I can get a use not arcane elements. But I thought I had something else for alchemical.
You have a workshop bonus.
That's true. So,
Well, the workshop lets you do it. Like,
I'll let you.
Okay. Yeah, the
you
workshop
can't
do it.
really
So
do it without it.
I thought I was going to be able to get something with a +2 on here, unless find tinkering tools, but that's really not in this case. So, all right, I'll roll my 2, and I have a +1 on it regardless.
What will Aaron roll?
So it'll be a 5 if I'm adding the +1 in there.
No,
You
you
know,
just
Sorry, no,
Let's
it's
do
a
one
4.
more
That's
die.
a 4. That's a 4, sorry.
you get to
I
add
rolled
one
it.
die, or you get to add 1 to your roll. I don't think anything adds to your rolls.
No,
It-
you always add.
this says Inventor Craft, which is take a +1 result level to your roll.
That means if you succeed, your result is better than it would have been otherwise.
Okay, so this didn't succeed then.
Nope.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to push myself for the Trust +2 because we need this.
Well, I mean, you already rolled, so
You got to do that before the roll. You
yeah.
can do it again and make the
Devil's bargain.
consequences of your failure larger.
No. Like, so what I'll do in this case is now you're fucking up. You've almost lost the sample, but you can try again. But this time it's desperate. If you fail again, the consequences are going to be really bad.
Okay. Yeah, let's give it one more try then. So I haven't blown anything else up today. And Caleb, you're not the only one who's this dice roller keeps fucking over. So
I mean, it's been doing better.
Yeah,
First
Caleb
two
looks-
were real rough.
or exactly the same. So yeah.
Ooh,
Wait, did you push
Sorry.
yourself on that one?
I thought you were pushing yourself.
Yeah. So you roll one
Yeah.
more d6,
Oh yeah.
and also don't forget to mark off 2 stress.
Yeah, I already have. So
Okay. All right.
Okay.
See, that's a partial success.
that's better. So and then
All right.
we get +1 result. Okay.
All right. So with the +1 result, you make enough for all of you that need it. But the problem, it's not perfect. It's supposed to be sticky and would normally protect you against moisture, but this one does not. So if you get too wet, or even if you sweat too much, you'll lose your protection.
Okay. Oof.
So
All right.
yeah.
Full placid thoughts, everybody. This is how we do this.
Yeah. So it's you. Who's the other person who needs it among the players?
I don't have a charm of any
Salty.
sort.
Yeah.
Okay, so Salty and Salvage both are covered in this ash. Your 2 minions, of course, trust you, so they're fine. You don't tell them about the complication, I imagine. Otherwise, they're
okay. Just
yeah. They don't want to get in the water anyway. So.
take a bath afterwards. You're fine.
All right. So there's an underground canal that'll lead into the Lost District and get you about 10 blocks away from your goal, if you go as close as possible. You all load in and you all head out, and you start plying the underground canal. You talk about anything on the way over before you get there? Or is it just eerie silence as you hope the ghosts do not alert you, or you do not alert the ghosts and the dead? And you wait, and your ears are all stretching, are all keenly aware of every sound that is made as you are looking into the shadows in the dark, hoping that there are no enemies lying in ambush for you, or unseen horrors waiting to prey upon you.
So, do you guys have any hobbies?
They collect skulls,
Okay, that's weird. That's cool.
but usually inlaid with jewels. But that's supposed to hold in the spirits right now, and hopefully they give spark charges. But I haven't really had much success experimenting on there. Also, I don't know when to stop talking.
That's not a hobby, but
Stratton,
we know Flake.
sorry, go on.
So we know Flake's hobby. He's really good at it.
Oh, what's his hobby? This is Stradler.
I don't know, Flake. You want to show him your hobby?
No, I need him to tell Foreman I was at work yesterday and day before. Hey, Stradler, I worked very hard, yes?
Yeah. I heard you busted some guys up at the Flounder Pounder.
No, I mean on the docks, Stradler. The day...
Oh. You worked quite hard. I don't...
Yes, very good. You are punching my time card, yes?
Yes?
I love union labor. It is good for working. Audra, how does one talk to ghosts? Who is organizing you? Do you have representation?
No, we're not unionized or anything, if that's what you mean.
We talk. We are always looking for partners at the Leviathan Hunters. 1220.
Well, I mean, there's
Affiliated with local
certainly
mediums.
factions focused on this type of stuff. None that I belong to. It just manifests sort of, you just, like any other talent, you discover it as you grow up. It comes to you at some point.
Interesting. I found my profession much the same way.
God damn
Sort
it.
of fell in my lap, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as you chat, you get to know your crew. You eventually pull in.
Make sure Flake is holding his Spirit Bane charm the right way.
Oh yeah, yeah. In the distance, you do see a bit of luminescence. You realize it's a ghost. It doesn't seem to have noticed you, but you just saw, the merest bit of light. But you're beyond the safety of the ghost wall. Anything can happen out here. Even perhaps demons and devils are supposed to be lurking in this area, and they will fuck you right up if they find you.
No.
So,
You can't get fucked up.
yeah. So yeah, I will put you at 2 for finding the package. You're getting near it, so good job. And you have not yet raised any spooky or other people alarms. So, yeah. As you all climb, your 2 loyal crew members are going to wait at the boat because they don't want any part of that part of the job. And they'd probably be more of a liability than an asset for that. So how are you crossing? Are you going to be sneaking, following Flake's lead as he, sneaks from one hiding spot to another? Are you going to run, just get there as fast as possible, or just kind of casually stroll?
I guess I'll prowl and be sneaky. I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
Seems like a thing to do.
All right. So you take the lead,
That's gonna
essentially.
work on ghosts, but
Well, there's other things out there too. So, so this will be a prowl check. Other people can assist. But yeah, this will be for the group.
I have a lantern. Does that help? I don't know. That helps.
Lanterns just let you do things out this far beyond the safety of the
Fair
city walls.
I don't make it.
All right. That adds 2 to spooky. And other people. You are not stealthy at all. You kick over several stones. If anybody was watching, they know you're nearby. It's like you just started playing Hunt Showdown. Yeah. Just kicking over things and
Or
crows
have been playing it for a year.
Yeah.
Stealth was never an option.
No.
You just knock those stones out of the way. So no one
We
else will
don't
trip
talk
over them.
about Hunt, okay?
Yeah, it's true.
Sensitive subject.
What are you talking about?
But you were
And then
facing.
I may have rage uninstalled it.
But you have gotten to Corporal House, the front door. It is a 3-story manor. It is quite large. I know you are looking for the Blue Star, whatever that is. Yeah. How do you want to? Do you want to do a careful survey of it? Do you hunt for it? Let's see. How do you want to do this? Or do you want to use a tune to try and try and intuitively divine where it is?
I feel like we do that a lot. Can we just carefully serve it? Like, just see if it's
Do a
obvious?
survey.
Yeah. I mean,
Somebody has it.
You can all do something. In fact, I'll just go by player. So, Audra, what do you want to do?
I mean, it depends. I would attune, but I could also just assist somebody else.
Okay.
If
All right.
attunement is too risky out past the ghost wall or something.
Well, you can also, you can use other things too. So, like, if you're like, I'm going to climb the walls and look through the windows, that would be like finesse. It's, yeah.
It's not, I don't,
Yeah. Okay.
I don't get involved.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah. Who wants to do something?
I can go ahead and just make a general survey roll to see if I can find anything.
Okay. So you step inside the manor and start looking around.
Okay.
I'll pitch in one to assist there.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. So, and with the assist, I'm rolling 2d6, right?
Well, what's your base survey?
Just one.
Yeah, so it'd be 2.
Okay.
And this is risky.
So you could stress yourself. You could take a devil's bargain to pump that up.
That is true. So, yeah, let's go for I'll dress myself up a little bit. So,
Okay, that's 2 stress. So you got 3 dice. Flip
Right,
the slash and the R.
did it? Okay.
You can just copy paste it.
Yeah. There we go.
All right.
Got a 5 on that. So, partial success.
All right. I'll say that adds 2, but it also adds 2 to spooky. All right. Yeah. You clear some of the house, and you do not see anything resembling a blue star at all. But you've eliminated a part of it. So now is the rest of the who is assisting?
That's me.
All right. So Vimes and Salvage are together searching. Now, are the rest of you following along, or are you going to split up to cover more ground quickly?
Would tearing through the house recklessly?
Oh, hell yeah,
like,
it would.
hidden
Oh,
wall?
wrecking it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wrecking it. Yeah, wrecking would
I'm
definitely
just
work.
gonna start knocking through. The
Oh,
plaster
yeah.
wall,
Mhm.
looking for hidden things.
No.
This is also risky.
I make it.
All right. So that adds another 2 to package, but I'm going to say it adds 3 to spooky. Yeah,
You are being found.
you are, yeah, and maybe it adds 1 to other people. So,
I didn't.
yeah.
Okay, it'd be more, but
No, I mean, it's true. I mean, you made progress, pretty easily. So, yeah. Who wants to go next?
Like make a study roll. Will that work?
What are you studying?
I have no idea. I don't really have any applicable skills for this part.
Okay.
the walls of the house, the
Oh yeah,
decor
I would say
paintings.
there's some books
Book titles.
discarded on the ground, so you could study the discarded books of the corporal household.
All right, I will do that one
All
second.
right, so you're just sitting and reading in an abandoned haunted house.
I got a 6.
All right.
As ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you don't raise.
You're welcome.
You're quite quiet, and you read, and you realize the mother of the house had a habit of naming of coming up with colorful names for furniture in the household that was all custom crafted. There was, the golden apple, which was a credenza, and then there was there were other things. So you realize you're looking for a shelf with a blue star on it. That was the blue star. So
Okay.
you don't know where it is, but you know what you're looking for now.
All right, I shout that out to the rest of the group.
Okay. All right. Everyone hears that, and that raises other people up by 1. Because you're yelling. So
Yeah, I'm not subtle.
no, you're not. But you don't have to roll, and everybody knows what you're looking for. So, who is going next?
I think everybody's gone.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, you can keep searching. You haven't found it yet.
Okay. Let's see. Could I possibly because we knew they were supposed to be on this mantle, correct?
Well, it's supposed to be somewhere in the house. It's a shelf
In the house.
with
It's
a
a shelf,
blue
so-
carved with a wooden star that's painted blue carved on it,
Okay.
and it would be under it, obviously.
Would be under. So
Gonna kind of go through Flake's rubble just to make sure he didn't smash the blue star from the other side of the wall.
All right. Yeah, you could make another rec check to go through the rubbish and see if you didn't get through it. If you have rec,
Or I could wreck every fucking shelf I see.
yeah. Tomato. But yeah, anybody can give me any kind of roll. You can just survey again if you want.
Okay, yeah, I'll
You should
survey.
probably do something that adds less than 4 wedges to the bad clocks.
Yeah, Rec. Yeah, weirdly that Rec does that.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and make another survey check.
All right.
Nope.
That's a partial success.
Sorry, I'm thinking of the other one. So partial success, yeah.
Yep. All right. So that's a partial. So I'll give you kind of a devil's bargain, Aaron. Well, it's not quite by the rule, but I'll let you choose what the complication is. Do you want it to be something going up, a clock going up, or do you just want to fall through a floor?
Oh, fall through a floor.
Okay, you take one.
Don't forget.
Yeah.
Resistance rolls exist.
Oh yeah, take a resistance roll. Prowess. Now your prowess
you
is.
You don't have to, but
No. This would be definitely applicable. So what do you have under prowess? Under finesse, prowess, skirmish, and rank? Do you have any stats in that?
I have finesse and wreck.
Okay, what's the highest one?
They're both equal. So
they're both
finesse
1.
and wreck. Mm-hmm.
All right, so you have 1 die in prowess. So roll 1d6.
Okay.
the funny thing is, I think you can take strength to add a die to your resistance roll.
Okay, so you fall through and you hurt yourself. You take level 1 harm, and that hurt. But when you land, and I will say that adds 1 to spooky other people because it's loud noise. But that's still not up yet. But you have found the shelf with the blue star on it. You quickly search it. And you realize it's not in the shelf itself, but it's under the shelf. There is a hole under the shelf.
Reach up in there, and what do I find?
You find there's something wrapped in cloth, but you can kind of feel it. It is very solid. You pull it up. It's something wrapped in string and canvas, essentially. It is sort of oddly shaped. You can't quite figure out what it is just from its shape because, again, it's under heavy cloth, so you can't really see its contours that well. Do you unwrap it?
Not yet. No, I'm bagging it just to make sure it's on my person and then concerning myself with how I get back up.
Okay, you're in the basement now, so,
Yelled up to them.
Yeah, the stairs have been, you don't know how Nick got down here. Well, actually, you see a rope, so you must have climbed down. You can, if you give me a finesse check, you can climb up, or someone else can do that for you.
Okay. I can try to get that up there as well. Can I possibly get a +1 on using my tinkering tools to see if I can attach something to as a minor grapple? So just to make sure I can, if I have a couple nails or something, so it'll at least hit upstairs and then somebody can pull it.
Do you have any load left? You could make a tick mark for burglary gear.
Burglary gear? Absolutely. Yep. I still have load left.
All right. Yeah. Just you do have a grapple hook.
Yay!
That's how that works.
All right.
The rules.
All right. Make my roll.
So you get an extra D, but this is definitely risky.
Yep. All right. I'll see what happens. Nope.
All right. It turns out it's hard to climb. You fall down. You don't take any damage, but spooky shit.
We hear him crashing through floors and
Oh no,
you do.
I'd end up yelling up like, "Hey guys, I found it, but this building's not up to code."
All right. So, other people's is not full up yet, but spooky shit is. So, Aaron, the air around you is getting cold, and you can feel sort of a cool breeze behind you. You're sort of staring at the wall where the rope is, affixed to, essentially. Do you turn to look into the middle of the room?
Do it, coward.
Do it.
Oh, fuck you, Birk. You're gonna get down here and look at it yourself.
I will. I got a goddamn mask.
All right. I'll take a look at it. So,
all right. You see a ghost of an old woman. What's happened to my boy? Where's my boy? He left a gift for his mother, but I see the gift, but I do not see my boy. What happened to him? What happened to my boy?
He's resting.
What? What do you mean?
he's taking a rest, but he'll be home soon.
Okay, give me sway. This is desperate.
True. Could I do a tune instead, possibly?
Oh yeah, it's definitely desperate. Actually, if you want, you can wait. You can buy time for Audra to show up.
Yeah.
Audra, you are on the first floor, looking down in the hole in the basement. You see the ghost of an old woman, dressed rather well, and you hear what just happened. So, are you going to intervene before Salvage has to act?
Yes.
Okay. What do you want to do?
What are my options? So, like, I can attune, but I don't have like any real command ability over Ghost. But
Do you have any specific whisper abilities for Ghost?
No, my whisper starting ability was the ability to do rituals.
Okay. All right.
So, I mean, I have attune. I don't know if I can protect him. If I can.
Yeah, attune definitely would work with
shield.
that. So,
Okay.
Let's see here. Yeah, you can't compel a ghost, but you could. You can kind of see that what the ghost. This is clearly within a successful attune roll. You know what the ghost wants and can figure out how to try and appease it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can also position myself between the ghost and him, since I have the spirit.
Well, you also have you could use attune for your supernatural shit too. Like you do have your fine lightning hook. You still have a use on that.
Yeah. Fair.
And yeah, so you could definitely just fight you a ghost.
All right, I'll fight me a ghost.
All right.
If you capture, it's probably Nick's mom, so ghost leverage.
Oh, ghost reunion.
Yeah, you have spirit bottles. You could make you could capture it in the spirit bottle. You could ghost bust this lady.
Let's ghost bust.
All right, this is for you. It'd be risky.
Yeah.
Damn.
Nice.
Yeah.
Damn.
Spirit bottle. That
Good job.
All right.
Holy shit.
So the ghost is getting closer to you, Salvage. Audra, do you want to narrate what happens?
Yeah. So like the ghost is coming near you and it reaches out like a grotesque hand and just this fucking Wonder Woman lasso just and mimicking Flake breaks the ghost's arm, but spiritually as it's yanked out of your line of sight and crammed into a bottle about the size of a jar of bread. And it's a jar of bread because this is like, the UK. So it is.
Okay, right. I do thank you for the assist there, but that would it didn't give me a chance to test out the repelling effects of this. She might have not been able to touch me.
I've seen the quality of your work. This is much safer. I'll just kind of look at him through the ghost jar.
Damn.
If you just want to say "fuck you," you should just say it outright instead of being coy.
By the way, Salvage, take one stress for having a close encounter with a ghost.
Okay, God.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can we reach the rope from up here?
Yeah. You can help, or
you can just haul them up. Right?
Yeah, you can haul them up. With all of you working together, you don't have to roll.
Tie the package to the rope first. We'll pull it up.
Okay.
I'm not doing this to throw you the whip when you throw me the idol. Fuck you, we're all coming up.
Yeah, I know, but we get the package up first so it's safe.
You would come up with me. And it's not a terribly big package, isn't it?
No.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Oh. Also, I've seen your climbing ability. We don't want to risk you breaking whatever's in that thing.
Just pull me up. I'm coming up. So.
All right, with all of you together, you can haul them out of a basement. I'm not going to have to make you roll for that. So you just have to get back to the ship now.
Oh God. Do we actually want to look at it before we go, or just get out of the house and worry about it?
Terrible idea. Out of character. In character, Flake will look at it. He doesn't care.
All right. Flake pulls the string open, undoes the.
No, I mean, like, do you want him to look at it? Right? He won't.
Yeah, let's wait until we get out. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just...
All right, now you just have to get back. So if you want to be sneaky, that'll be one more prowl check.
Do you want me to try it again?
Do it, Flake. I believe in you.
Nobody
It's
can
okay.
assist.
Slither like snake.
Anybody want to assist? Give me 3D.
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay,
Somebody else
you
is
do
stressed
that.
out.
Salty assists. Oh,
Okay.
good. We did.
Oh, there we go.
Much better this time. Yeah.
If you had gotten anything less than a 6, you would have been intercepted.
Yep, but we didn't.
Yeah,
because
you-
we're smugglers.
Yep. So you avoid being detected by anyone else, and you manage to get back in the canal, and you manage to get the fuck out. So good job, you pulled off another score. So by the time you get back, it is time for Nick's ghost to arise. Unless I guess,
Arise, Nick.
yeah.
Nick, arise.
So the spirit ward holds up, and Nick's spirit appears, and he's like trapped in this field, and he's, what is happening? No, why? Oh no, wait, I recognize you. I was going to meet you, and then
Yeah, someone Pez dispensered you. Sorry.
Yeah, it ain't happening. So.
what are you going to do with me?
That's not my area of expertise. I got some guys here that are gonna, talk you through the whole process. We really do you remember who killed you?
Yes.
Well, we want to get him back because what they did to you wasn't right.
Oh, it was Bull. He was a member of the Grinders.
All right, we got your guy.
Ask him what the package is.
Oh, what is the package?
Oh, it's we called it the Lure of Avarice. That's sort of what it's translated from Aruvian. By the way, have you looked at it at this point, or is it still wrapped up?
Better to ask first.
Okay.
I'm a Ruvian, by the way. Do I recognize that?
Well, that's just the translation of it. It's from ancient Aruvian. There's a ritual written in ancient Aruvian, inscribed on the bottom of it. I don't know who made it, but if you activate the ritual with using the artifact, it'll take a person who is lusts for power and who has authority over others. It will compel them to come toward where the artifact is, and then they will put their head in it. And, the mouth of it will open up to accept their head, and then it is bitten off. The Lost wanted it to use on the foremen and other people who had power, the people who were fighting the unionization efforts. And the Grinders wanted it to take it to Lockport to fight against the factory owners there. Both of them were willing to pay top coin for it. So I figured it was, and I hate living out in the fucking wilderness fighting ghosts and nearly dying every day. I'm tired of being a scavenger.
Well, that won't be a problem anymore. Let me assure you.
Yes, but it's a weapon to use. It's a weapon that could be used against the wealthy and the powerful. It preys on their greed and avarice, and those are the people most susceptible to it. So when you open up the package, it looks think like demonic alligator head. It is closed and there are runes on the bottom, but it's made out of like bronze. Yeah, but
yes, a brazen head.
yeah. And Audra, there is ritual text on the bottom. You could learn that ritual if you wanted to, but that's
It's time.
Yeah.
It's an activity though for the future.
Yeah. Well, if you want to keep the head, the ritual only works in conjunction with the artifact. So, he said he was going to sell it to the Lost for 6 coin, essentially. But the Grinder showed up first and was trying to negotiate a price when he heard all of you come in and assumed he was being double crossed and killed Nick and then panicked and ran away. That's what happened. Yeah, like you do. So all the the scavengers just want to get paid for it because they wanted to get back because Nick betrayed them. The Lost wanted to fight against factory foremen, and the Grinders want to use it to take to another city to help use as a weapon against the factory owners. And the inspector probably doesn't know what it does, probably, but just wants someone to be arrested for the murder. But maybe he does know about it, because why else would be so interested in it? So, yeah, what are you going to do now that you have it?
I say we give it to Lucky. We'll sell it.
Okay. You don't know who he would sell it to, but yeah, that would improve your status with him, and they would certainly pay you probably 6 coin for
Wouldn't
it.
that also help? I don't know how expansion works for gangs, but wouldn't that move you somewhere in that weird grid thing?
We'll deal with that when we do that. But basically,
Okay.
what faction do you want to improve your status with?
Well, considering what we plan on doing, it would make the most sense to be. I agree with Baz in good with Deathland scavengers.
Oh,
Okay.
for sure. Yeah.
All right. So that's
And
So
we
it's
could-
more
we could
useful
also-
if we also, we know Bull killed him, so we have that over the Grinders now.
Or we could just turn that information over to Yamura and,
yeah.
we could actually improve ourselves with the blue coats if that's a thing we want to do.
Mm.
Yeah.
More to the point, the fact that they were trying to, police blackmail us becomes less of a thing.
Yeah, fair. I mean, not every faction is going to show up in every adventure, but yeah.
I mean, we sell it to the Deathland scavengers, and then we sell Bull out to the Bluecoats.
I like it.
If you want.
Or we use it as leverage on Bull and try and extort them for power and influence.
Or you could just just blackmail him, try and get some money out of him.
Well, how about? So Bull was in it with Nick, right? He was the one who was initially going to buy it.
No, Stag was. He was going to sell it to Stag.
but Bull was trying to.
Bull showed up at first and was trying to negotiate a higher price because Nick was greedy and was trying to get the highest price out of both of them.
Hold up, I got it. We extort Bull for some sort of favor to not rat him out, getting whatever he gives us. We sell the thing to the scavengers, and then we rat Bull out to the Bluecoats and get even more for our troubles.
I mean, you could also extort Stag, since Stag was in on it, and you could just say that he convinced Lucky to turn. So you could work with the Deathlands guys with also being like, hey, I didn't mention the thing that would cause a war between you. I'd like some favors for that.
That's a good, yeah. Are we just gonna extort everyone that's available?
That is again, that's not Flake's instinct, but that's Caleb's.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Yeah, we should tell Stag that we're not gonna sell them out to the Deathland scavengers. Make money off the scavengers. Tell Bull if he pays us, we won't sell him out, and then we sell him out and get paid again. I fucking love this idea.
That won't completely backfire on us at any given point.
Nah, man, it's all about making friends.
It's all making friends. All right, let's do this one. What do you want to do first? Who are you going to contact first?
Probably Lucky, right?
Okay, sell it to him.
Yeah, I don't want this anymore. I don't want this any longer. Essentially,
You don't want a
Should we
big
sell it
demonic
for-
gator head made out of bronze that'll eat people for you.
it clashes with the Shades Lounge.
Okay. It's simple to contact Lucky. He is quite eager to get it back. It's more for the group's pride to prove that they can. Yeah, it's their shit. They would be weak if they didn't get this back. So they'll pay you 6 coin for it.
Should you take coin or should you take like favor with them, or do you get both?
It'll be 6 coin and +1 status with them. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, definitely do that.
All right, you have +1 status with the Deathland Scavengers. Okay, so you're friendly. Good job with them. All right, who are you contacting next?
Probably Stag.
Okay, the guy who was going to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
The guy who conspired with Nick.
All right. So you're at the Bloated Dolphin, pretty scummy bar. Dolphins have been long since extinct, but they Stag is like, I heard you met with Nick. I'm eager to acquire whatever he was going to give to you.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Oh? Why?
Let's just say it's already been acquired.
So what are you, so what is this then?
Well, this is us telling you that those who acquired it won't know that you had a hand in what happened to Nick.
I see. Okay, roll command.
1 second.
Let's see how well he takes to this threat.
I'm going to stress on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, he liked the threat.
You like the threat?
Okay.
He liked the way the threat tastes.
Look, we got enough problems on our hands as it is. What do you want from us?
Just keep us in your ear. A little, maybe, we work together sometime in the near future, and just call it like you owe us, but nothing,
Sure.
nothing too big.
All right. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, okay. I owe you a favor. Stag of the Lost owes you a favor. All right. All right. That's definitely not status. They definitely don't like you. But you've got that leverage over him. So he owes you. So you can use that whenever you want to call that in. All right. Who are you going to contact next?
Well, I mean, logically it has to be Bull, because...
Yep.
Okay. Someone else talk to Bull.
Probably.
Anyone
Vimes.
else have...
All right.
Do you want a Flake back up or not?
Yes, please.
Okay.
All right, so
So just general rule for like flow of the game, because assisting costs half as much as stressing yourself. Like, we always need to go out at least in pairs.
Yeah.
well, I mean, the thing is also stress. It keeps between game sessions, aside from what you lose in Vice. So, like, stress will become an issue.
How much stress is bad?
When you max it out on your little character sheet. I think it's like 8.
Yeah.
Or is it 9?
I only have one left.
Well, it's either 8 or 10.
Yeah.
I'd have to count it. So yeah,
Someone other than Flake should go with me.
yeah, 1.
I only have 1 stress left.
Yeah.
Someone other than Flake or Salty should go with me.
Yeah, I'm almost at 2 stress left, so I'm not.
Yeah.
I'll
so,
go.
Okay.
I will go.
I have
Not-
8.
So when your stress fills up, you take a trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And if you take 4 traumas, you're out of the game.
I have 1 more box left, I think.
I got it, yeah.
The character's out of the game.
You and
I
Flake
mean,
should
the
go
whole thing
party.
is like it's a reroll friendly game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You should go party and hang out. And we'll take care of this.
Yeah.
Me?
Anybody who needs to. Go chillax.
Okay, so Vimes and Audra go to meet with Bull. And do you want to meet him in
Please
public?
tell me he looks like Bull Shannon from Night Court.
Oh, yeah. He does now.
Okay.
Okay. what kind of meaning? Well, I guess it's another tavern because it's just going to be a lot of taverns. So it's the fermented mushroom. These taverns have a naming scheme. I don't know if you can pick that up. So he is of course expecting you to sell him the package. So yeah, we're eager to pay for that particular item.
Well, here's the thing.
What?
We know you done a murder.
Blackmail, is it? Well,
let's just say that you should prove to us how much it's worth for the blue coat inspector that's been poking around about this to not hear your name.
All right, this would be Sway, I guess, or Command. I don't know.
I'll go Sway. That's more my speed. Yes. Audra, you got anything for me here?
Birk.
Want to make it seem spooky and intimidating? Come on,
I was I can just stand slowly off to your right shoulder, just with my mask on, just staring at him, pattern shifting.
You could tell him that you have Nick's mom's ghost that's looking for who killed her son.
Just start shaking the bottle.
That would be pretty. Also, Nick's ghost.
You want
be a shame if this bottle broke in front of you.
Yeah, that's not going to in public. That's definitely not going to.
No, but we can.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
yeah.
But we can threaten him with a good haunting time.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
All right, go and give me that roll.
Well, and we could also, let's see, that's got us on 3. But I mean, I want to play with the toys because they're out there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is probably just personal to Bull. Like he probably was not acting on command, but I kind of want to escalate it and say, sorry, let me look at my notes. Yeah. Just sort of want to also play in there that it's not just a matter of you, right? I mean, if this goes south, you'd be really sad if those blue coats came down on the whole Grinders establishment, right? So I'm trying to set up a devil's bargain, defender anger a faction.
Devil's bargain. How about this? I'll give you +1 die, but this becomes a desperate roll.
I haven't had one of those this game, so I am way into it.
Okay,
do it.
And you sorry, desperate roll, and you're going to take -1 status with the Grinders regardless.
Okay, I mean at this point I'm rolling 46, so I feel decent about it.
Yeah, but you're going to have -1 status with them no matter what happens. But if you fail, all right, it's complicated.
Yeah, I'll take that.
All right, so what is it? All right, so you're taking -1 status with that. He freezes for a moment, sort of panicked, and he doesn't know what to do. You see, he almost flinched to a hidden pistol in his coat. He was almost going to shoot you to cover this up, but he stopped at the last second. So you realize, he doesn't know. He doesn't want to be blackmailed, but he doesn't want to shoot you in public. So he's kind of paralyzed. You kind of freaked him out a little too much. But either way, this is going to get back to the grinder. So you definitely have the -1 status with him. After a moment, he freezes and throws a large bag of money on the table and says, "I never want to hear of this again."
Well, you won't hear of it from us.
So you get 2 coin from that, but that's it. And you have -1 status with the Grinders.
Okay, so just to kind of sweep up the scene here, I feel like I just addressed the challenge with deception or influence.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Expressed my background is law, so basically I hung the cops over him. So yeah, just trying to cash in a little bit.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's all at the end of the session.
Yeah. All right. So I think you've no. Oh, you're also going to give the name to Yamura, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Going rate's now 3 coin
Yeah.
to top the offer.
Yamura says, "Look, I don't deal in coin. I deal in information. Feel free to contact me anytime you need information. I'd be happy to establish a working relationship with you, and I can certainly pull some favors if you need help. If you get in trouble, so I'll give you a favor, and yeah, we can exchange information every once in a while. So you'd get Yamura offers himself as a contact and a favor, but that's it.
Nice.
So if you agree to that and you sell him out. So the
he's pissed at us anyway.
Yeah. Downside with that is the grinders you take another negative status with them. You're at -2 status with the grinders. They really fucking hate you now. For some reason, they blame you for Bull getting arrested.
It's fine, guys. I promise it's going to be fine.
How would they know?
Won't they learn crime never pays?
Okay. So
Except when it pays us.
Okay. So you've sold out everybody you can.
We're not criminals. We're entrepreneurs.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's a big distinction there.
Yeah. All right, so now we can do the end of session stuff, which is the downtime. All right, so I believe everyone gets 2 actions. Right now, I think you have 2 heat from the fight at the beginning, but nothing else really happened in public.
That's right.
Yeah, so 2 heat. Payoff. The crew receives your reward. So you got 6 coins from that, plus 2 more from the blackmail. So
Is that everyone, or are you dividing it up?
That's everyone. Well, yeah, that's all together. So each of you would get 1, and then you have 3 left over.
Okay.
Which you can just keep with the crew.
Put that in our vault. Yeah.
The crew earns 2 rep per score by default. So you were going against higher tier crews because you're tier 0. So you get 3 rep for that.
Okay.
Let's see here. And
Am
people
I
definitely
have a crew sheet, or do you have a crew sheet?
I have a crew sheet I'm maintaining.
Okay, that's good.
3 rep.
So we have how much coin left over? 3 or 2 or 3? Sorry.
3.
Yeah, 3. Yeah.
3.
And let's see. You do not have to pay a tithe yet, so you're fine on that end. Yeah, you have 2 heat, and you don't have a wanted level yet, so you don't have to send anyone to prison.
Hey, speaking of which, when one of your crew members, friends, contacts, or a framed enemy is convicted and incarcerated for crimes associated with your crew, your wanted level is reduced by 1 and you clear your heat.
Yeah, but this was not one of your crimes, per se, so he actually did it, so he's not really framed.
Oh, fine. Technicalities.
No, I appreciate it. So you don't have any entanglements yet. I'm not going to do that. We'll do that next game to see if that happens. Because you're at 2
Crew
heat.
XP.
Bet it's the grinders.
Yep, it'll definitely be the grinders. All right, so you have 2. Every player character has 2 downtime activities. And they are acquire asset, long-term project, recover, reduce heat, train, and indulge vice. Each you can make time for more than 2 activities at a cost. Each additional activity from the list costs 1 coin or 1 rep. And let's see here. You can add +1d to a roll if a friend or contact helps you, or spend coin. So acquire asset is to get something that would help you with a temporary asset. So like a special item, a cohort, a vehicle, or a service. So it's, long-term project. I don't know if any of you have those yet, but you can think about that. Recovering is healing wounds. It's basically a tinker. And let's see here. Reduce heat is pretty obvious. Training, you just automatically mark XP. If you train prowess, you get 2 XP because of your smugglers, and you have that special advantage. Indulge vice. I assume everybody wants to do that at least once.
Yep.
All right. Vice,
Sure.
roll dice equal to your lowest attribute rating. That's insight, prowess, or resolve. And then you clear that equal to your highest dice result. So probably for all of you, it's going to be 1d6.
No.
Okay.
I have
So
0.
so the quality is equal to the dots to the left of the bar.
Yep. But it's your lowest.
So mine are all 2 for what it's worth.
Okay. But you always get at least 1. So.
Right.
Okay.
Wait, I'm confused here.
If we always get at least 1, then are we rolling 2d6?
No.
No.
Okay.
It's just if you have more than 1, you get some advantage.
Wait, what are we doing?
If you want to
So
do
you have to
vice,
indulge in a vice to reduce your stress, Baz, and that involves rolling your lowest attribute, which is however many dots you have in those little groups of 3 and 4 on your those groups of 4 on your character sheet. What's the lowest one you have? Is it under insight, prowess, or resolve?
It's under.
I think it's the total of the dots. You see how the first rank has a bar to the right of it?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so, but it would be the lowest one, right? So that would be
Yes.
No, I thought it was the sum of all those dots.
No, when you the amount of dice you roll for relieving your stress is or when you're indulging your vice is the lowest of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing in insight, 3 in prowess, and a 1 in resolve.
Yeah.
Now, I'm definitely insight would be 0, but if you get at least 1, it doesn't matter. 1 is my lowest. I couldn't roll 3 because I have
Yeah, you'd roll 1.
So my lowest is study. I have 1 dot in study.
Yeah.
It's
so,
the
yeah,
sum
it's
of all the
1d6.
columns.
So
So you
that
probably
goes
just
there.
have 1.
1d6.
So I would
Yeah.
reduce that much stress.
Yes.
If you roll, 2. Now, if you get,
All right.
if you, now you overindulge if you, well, I don't think any of you will have that problem, but basically if you would have if you would have recovered more stress than you have spent, then you overindulge. Like if you had 4 stress and you rolled a 6, then you would overindulge, and we'll deal with that if anybody gets that. But
So if insight is my lowest, because I only have 1 point in any of my insight skills, I roll 1d6.
yeah,
No, but do
Okay.
you have your character sheet somewhere? I can just look at it.
No, it's in my hand. I have a printed one.
Okay.
Okay.
So what you want to do is for each insight, prowess, and resolve, see how many dots you have in the first column. So, for example, I have 2 skills in insight and 2 in resolve. So my insight and my resolve rating are 2 because I have at least 2 skills with 1 dot in the leftmost column. I have 0 for prowess because I have no prowess skills. So that's 0.
So if I have at least a dot in all 3 of them.
Then
Yeah. So then your
it would
lowest
be-
is 1.
Your lowest is 1. Yeah. So it's just 1d6.
Okay.
all right, yeah, clear stress equal to your highest die result. So, Bill, you'd still just get 6, even though you rolled a 6 and a 3.
So I
Right.
lose I lose 3 stress, right?
Yeah. you
That's
take
right.
three
Yep.
stress.
Okay.
Is Caleb the only one with harm? Because I'll just use my other downtime to like.
I had
Make
1
it.
harm, but I could probably.
You can heal yourself, yeah.
Yeah, so
So
what would I
not
need to
to
roll
be
on that?
not to be pedantic, but you shouldn't have that harm. When you have a resistance roll, it knocks it down a level, and you take stress instead. But we should probably play it as it lies this time.
Yeah, well, I mean, I said, yeah, those harms were specific consequences. Like, I should have given you resistance checks to, do that. But
It's okay. So
Okay, or we can just
Go on.
wipe it clean and
yeah,
Another question.
start fresh
Yeah.
next game.
As your second downtime action, can you indulge vices again?
I don't see why you can't.
I got a lot of stress.
Yeah, I know. You can choose the same activity more than once. So yeah.
Do it.
Cool.
So
Doing
yeah,
it
let's
again.
just give me a brief description. Everybody indulging, starting with Flake. What vice are you indulging?
My vice is an obligation to Madame Teslin's brothel at the Red Lamp. It's where I used to work, so it's like the only thing I have a family at. So I'm not like going to have a good time at the brothel. I'm like giving them the ring I stole off the dead guy and chatting at the bar because I miss
Okay.
working.
Oh, wholesome Flake. Just only hospitalized. Well, the equivalent of rendered 3 people bedridden for life. It's fine.
So I'll just do my obligation twice.
Okay. But now, if you overindulge, if you roll high and you relieve more stress than you have, you overindulge. So
Yeah, it's still not a danger. I have a shit ton of stress.
Okay.
So I will just get rid of 5, and I'm good.
Okay. So what does that put you at? Like 1?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Salvage. What vice are you indulging?
I am indulging in faith. Basically, it was dedication to cataloging the weird arcane things. That we found for later on. So I'm just cloistering myself up, writing in one of the other various tomes right now that is going to basically go away. It will never see the light of day.
You made a rubbing of the inscription of that artifact, probably.
Yep, and I have it basically sitting there immaculately sketching it out in my mind before I put it in a scroll somewhere.
Okay. Audra, what vice are you indulging?
So my vice is pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
So I go down to the Vale in Night Market with my friend Roland Valaris, and we just do a whole bunch of ghost cocaine.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
You got ghosts in your blood. You should do cocaine about it.
That's right.
Hell yeah. Let's see here. Salty, what is your vice?
My vice is also pleasure. So, a little into the backstory of Oberon. He is an immigrant from Iruvia, but he was he's part of the sex trade. He was before he became a spider for the blind eyes, and that's kind of how he made his passage here. And so he actually goes to the same brothel that Flakey's at, because that's where he had his first job and worked there for a while. But now he's going back to work pro bono and just pretty much bone down for 2 days and for no money, just for the love of the game.
All right. Let's see. Vimes, what is your vice?
Well, originally it was going to be obligation, but since Flake and Salvage went with the nice guy route off the bat, I'm going to switch it up. It's actually going to be luxury. So I had actually imagined this guy as looking a bit like Tan from Queer Eye.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be tapestries and clothes.
All right. Yeah, you're just giving your little grotto a makeover, kind of.
I love Tan from Queer Eye.
All right.
Tan's awesome.
And that's sort of your first heist, your first job.
Well,
Quick thing.
Mm-hmm.
I did overindulge, by the way.
Oh, great.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. Select an overindulgence from the list, and I'll let you choose this time. Attract trouble. Select or roll an additional entanglement, which we'll do at the beginning of the next session. Brag. +2 heat. Lost. Your character disappears for a few weeks. Play a different character till this one returns from their bender. Let's see here. Tapped. Your current purveyor cuts you off. Find a new source for your vice.
What was the first one again?
Attract trouble. Probably the grinder's going to show up and try and beat the shit out of you.
No, I don't like that one. How about I sleep with one of the I sleep with one of the noble's husbands, and she finds out about it, and now I have a noble after me.
No, you don't specify it other than that. Like,
okay, then you make it up.
All right, so
you go with the.
All right, so attracted trouble. Yeah, there's actually different types of entanglement. All right, so we'll do that at the beginning of next section.
I actually want to take my second action and go reduce heat. While I'm talking to, Yamura, it's like, hey, could you make anything, anything that mentions our name about this in Blue Coat reports just kind of disappear?
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah, he can definitely try that. So, consort.
All right, and let's see. Yeah, I'll just try it raw, I guess.
Yep.
Oh, this is a no lose situation.
Yeah,
okay,
it's just how much you're getting back. Or, yeah, how much you're losing. You only need like 4 or 5. Oh, it's a 1.
I mean, 1 off of 2 is still progress.
Yep. Yeah, he's like, yeah, sure, whatever.
You're a real pal.
Yep.
How much heat did we lose?
1.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, you're at 1 heat.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right, but you're definitely attracting trouble regardless, which I will roll for at the beginning of the next session, and we'll just determine what happens. But that's the basic idea. There's job generators, and you can come up with your own idea for scores, and you can kind of determine what you want to do. But that's the basic flow of the game. So the Blind Eyes have made their first mark in the world. They've figured out a mystery and made a nice bit of coin from it. So yeah, and if any of your characters get more than 4 coin at any time, you have to put it in a stash, which is your retirement fund. But that's for future. I don't think any of you have that problem to worry about right now. So yeah, questions, comments, suggestions about this? You guys have fun?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, good times.
All right, cool.
Are we marking our own XP? I guess.
Yeah. Let me know when you get in advance. But yeah, we'll stay tuned, and we'll find out what shenanigans the group gets into next. Bye.
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 Do.
So I think